Nintendo, have they lost their minds? Or are they just bent on making sure everybody pays more? I'm not even here to waste any time today. Let's go.
The following is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
I go by the name of the new legal. This is Di-RRec Gaming. If you're new to us, make yourself at home. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Never miss a tune on the ones and twos. Make sure to check us out. As you can see, right here, people, right here in the banner. You can see where you can find us at. I got Game Sheroes in the building. I got Resident Gamer O in the building. The Mighty Chat Pat will be up in here soon with Shadow Dropper tonight. Game Sheroes. You got your 15 minutes of fame, man. I know you're busy. I wanted you to come in here, man. You need to grace us. You got to give some sense to us, man. Give some sense to us. What the heck is going on with Nintendo, man? And why do you think these games are priced so high?
Yeah, what's up, Eagle?
What's up, man?
All right, so the reason why these prices, all right, so my thought about the Switch 2 event was, I expect all of that, you know. I didn't expect, Xbox games. That's funny. But no, I didn't expect a lot of first-party games. Most of them are going to be remastered. The only big one is Metropolitan 4. But the reason why these prices are too high, according to Bloomberg, and it says, and this is true, me and Legal still don't believe me, but it is that the U.S. tariff product from Vietnam is at 46% rate, could heavily impact the Switch 2 pricing and possibly globally. Nintendo shift the Switch 2 production from China to Vietnam to Cambodia to avoid tariffs. So basically, Nintendo actually, shifted production in China and Vietnam to avoid this tariff between Donald Trump and the United States. But of course, Trump came out and said the Vietnam tariffs at 46%. So other included 34% tariffs on China, 49% on Cambodia, 24% on Japan, and 20% on the EU and more. And there's going to be more reports that I'm going to tell you something. You have to buy the Switch 2 now. And in the future, if this doesn't solve, everything will give us more skyrocket. According to Bloomberg, it said that the Switch 2 in the future could cost, at least $600 and $700.
Hey, Games, if you got that link, can you put it in the box down there for the chat box?
Oh yeah. I'm putting a link right here. Yeah,
appreciate it.
There's the link is right here. So I'm on my computer.
I don't want nobody thinking you out here lying, man, because we came here to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us, gaming.
All right. Hold on, legal. Yeah, but that's what Bloomberg says. So I had theories about why the Switch 2 is $80, digital, $90 physical. But when I look at the Best Buy website, that's not the case. Like Mario Kart. One second. Sorry about that. So Mario Kart,
So tell us, you good, man?
So Mario Kart, my computer's loaded. Okay, yeah, I see the chat now. So it's right here. This is the link. Bloomberg. Trump say he assigned exclusive orders on tariffs, and this is gonna affect the the U.S. market and everything. But according to Warrior 64, he posted this thing today, and Best Buy, they listed up what the Switch 2 has. So Donkey Kong, of course, legal argument today talking about it's not true, but Donkey Kong Bananas is not a cross-generation game. It's actually a new game from Nintendo. It's $70. But Breath of Default is $39.99. I expect that price because I'm paying $80 for that. But the Kirby game is way overpriced because ain't nobody playing this. This Kirby game is a Switch 1 Kirby game. It's just a better resolution. Yeah, it has a new world, but that's just $80. Then you have the Breath of the Wild. I can't read this. Oh yeah, so that's the Nintendo Switch 2. You know what? Let me go to the Best Buy website. So that's the. Hold on. Let me go to the Best Buy website. It's better because Warrior 64 Twitter is not really that good. Okay, here it goes. So the Switch 2 Breath of the Wild costs exactly $70. That is insane. They showed me a $70 Wii U / Switch game came out so many years ago. But hold on, legal. Street Fighter V with all the complete fighters and stuff is $60. And you have Mario Kart World is $80. Tears of the Kingdom is $80. And of course, Super Mario Party Jamboree came out like 3 months ago. And I know you have a new mode, but it's $80. And some of them. So
what's
now,
up, Metro?
So now you have the bundle costs $4.99 with the Switch 2 with the Mario Kart bundle. Then you have without the bundle, is the Nintendo Switch 2 console without Mario Kart. Now, my advice: do not buy the Switch 2 with the $450. Buy the Switch 2 the $4.99. I'm buying that because that right there will cost a lot of money in the future. Because if you buy the Mario Kart Mario Kart World for $80 plus the Mario Kart Switch 2 without the Mario Kart bundle is $449. Now I'm not the biggest man. I'm not the smartest man in the world, but that costs more than to get the Mario Kart with the Switch. Now that could be tariffs, and I've seen people say, "Oh, there's a lot of Switch games is not on the cartridge." Yeah, but they've been doing that for years. Only third party, right? So I said it again, right? There's 3 tiers of Nintendo, actually 4 tiers now. Of the Nintendo. Yeah. There's 4 tiers of the Nintendo cartridges, right? You have the 8 gigs, the 16 gigs, the 32 gigs, and the 64 gigs. And the 64 is the most expensive tier. Third-party developers are the most cheapest people on earth that they refuse to use the 64 tier. That's why that's why Street Fighter 6 is $59.99. Because they're using either the 16 gig cartridges or the 32 gig cartridges to cut on cost. So yeah, you buy the physical copy. It technically is not even on the cartridge. You have to download it on your Switch. So that's why, and they've been doing it for years. They do with 2K, some Resident Evil games. I know they do with the FIFA games and all that stuff. All Nintendo games is on the cartridge. So, end of the day, I am not defending this thing. All right, nobody defend this crap. All right, and it really is not. This is actually outrageous. Ain't nobody buying a freaking Kirby game came out 3 years ago, you could at $80. Like, that's just outrageous. So I blame, look, you can sit down and blame the tariffs, and that's true.
I know who I'm gonna blame, Games. I know who I'm gonna blame.
But you can blame the industry. But
come on with it.
But even when you blame the industry or not, it's gonna be scary in the future because okay, let's say you've been the tariffs, right? So when GTA 6 comes out, I think it's gonna cost $100 or $110. And we're not talking about like I'm not talking about like, special editions. You know what I'm talking about, legal special editions and all that. No. This is a standard edition. This is outrageous. And a lot of people don't see this because if you defend this, you are part of the problem. And a lot of people are defending this. Nintendo game sells. My dude, like, it's better. Listen, if you're not a hardcore Nintendo fan, just wait for this price to drop, but it's not going to drop, legal, because according to Bloomberg, more tariffs will come in, and inflation will start going up, and the Switch 2 might hit $600. So if I have a advice, just buy the 500 bundle with the Mario Kart. And that's why I'm probably going to do that. Because I'm not paying $450 and $80 Mario Kart. That's basically stupid. Now, overall, right, is the Switch 2 the big improvement of the original Switch? Yes, we still don't know any more details about the online system. Like, does it still use friend codes or does it have a party chat? Okay, actually it does, right? Yeah, it's game chat. But you know what I mean, right? It doesn't have does it have achievements and stuff? So we don't know. We don't know the specs of it. But my opinion, at the end of the day,
the Zelda games.
Huh?
I think they're doing achievements for the Zelda games. The Breath
of the Wild. Yeah. I see the achievement of the Zelda games. Yep. So we don't know the full capability. We don't know anything about the whole thing yet. They didn't even tell us in the goddamn thing. So this is like, this is funny. Like they're literally pricing old Switch games to $80. And third party like Street Fighter 5, 6 is $60. It's cheaper than any Nintendo games. So it's case by case basis. It kinda is. But would it go now? No. It will raise up in the next couple of months, probably next year. And the more you're gonna raise up, right? The more people are gonna sit down and the more the Switch inflation will happen. And it's gonna happen eventually. That's what Bloomberg came out and said. Now I didn't say it because legal don't believe me, but that's what Bloomberg says.
No, I just need to put the link in there. I don't want nobody else to think that you like.
I just put a link. I'll put the link again.
I'm going to put the chat. You didn't put it in the chat.
Okay. I'm going to put the link again. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. So yeah. So I don't defend these prices. I am not buying none of these games except Mario Kart. Because I'm not going to buy that shit separate. I'm not the dumbass to buy the Switch for $450 and buy the Mario Kart for $80. That's like that's a lot of money. That's more than the $4.99 bundle for the Mario Kart. All right. So yeah, man, this is bad, man. Like this is outrageous. So end of the day, man, I will say this, right? Games are getting expensive to make. Prepare for a mass exodus next generation for big AAA, big budget games. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. And you guys been asked for these games for years. Oh, I didn't buy an Xbox to play no Hi-Fi Rush. No, these kiddie games. I want to buy an Xbox to play these big AAA God of War $300 million games. But you want that? You get it. Because, if a game next generation costs at least $800 million, they can't charge us $60. They can't charge the game $70. They can't charge the game $80. They're probably going to charge the game $100 or $120. Now, would you blame Nintendo? No, not really. I think this is because of the tariffs. But even if it's not the tariffs doing this, it will still happen. But who did it first? Sony did it. And it said that if the game is $70, the game is quality. Bullcrap. There's a lot of games came with $70 this generation are broken, it's a mess, and it's not quality, and it's garbage. So I just send the link again if you see it. But no, I'm just saying, man, I'm not defending this crap. And
you just send me the link.
All right, I'm gonna send you a link. All right, I'm not defending this crap. I think this is anti-consumer, and it really is. It's just that I ain't buying none of these games. Street Fighter 6. I want to see them for Street Fighter. Hold on. Hold on, Legal. I'm gonna see them for Street Fighter 6 on Xbox. Hold on, Street Fighter 6. It's look, see, it's $29.99, and Capcom must be crazy. It's $32. Capcom must be crazy to charging people on the Switch version $59.99. You see that? That shit is crazy, dogs.
Yeah, that's crazy. I see it.
Yeah, that's crazy. But it's not the first time it ain't the first time they doing this. They do the Batman game. I remember Nintendo came up with the Batman game. No, not Nintendo. Warner Brothers. They charge people for the $60 for the Batman game. All the packs, all the Batman games. But you can either buy that on the Xbox for $3. Like you're like, come on, man. Like, but look, it's going to get worse. But it's about politics behind this. But at the end of the day, games are going to cost way too much money next generation, and games going to cost over $100 to $150. Depends on case by case basis. And know that the consoles next generation, and remember, Microsoft having a PC hybrid, my dude, that PC hybrid, he ain't costing $200 or $300 or $400, not even $500. I know Microsoft is a trillion-dollar company; it can make these consoles a loss, but I'm predicting $600 or $700 or $800 for that. And Sony greedy ass probably try the PS6 $1,000, and the donkey to defend it. And I see donkeys defended a couple of months ago talking about, they have no problem buying a $100 video game or pay an $80 movie ticket. You don't make the stuff up. And this is you broke. You have welfare pass. Nah, man, people ain't broke. We're adults, man. We got rent, pay. Some of you here, people like Legal, or all you guys have, like, I don't know, Resident or Sparks didn't have kids, but you have people have kids. Eggs cost $10. Inflation is happening.
Did my man say eggs cost $10?
Yeah. That's getting a lot of money. And so at the end of the day, man, look, man, this is bad for the industry. But I gotta go. But long story short, I will break it down how one day in my YouTube channel to how to cut costs in game development. And I don't understand why people don't use the Unity engine. I know the Unity engine is not powerful, or it can run the same graphics setting like Cyberpunk or an Army. It can, but it won't take a long time to do it. But you still can make good games and 3D games on Unity engine and cut costs But at the end of the day, a lot of developers are not doing that. You see, every developer like CD Projekt Red, now Microsoft with 343, and all the people are doing what legal doing the Unreal Engine 5. And yeah, and listen, you think a lot of this shit is blame on the gamers, and that's basically what it is. And you know, it's going to be worse and worse next generation. And look, a lot of these games look good, really good. I'm talking about photorealistic. All right, a lot of these games. I want AK60. All right, you want AK60? Microsoft and Sony be like, beef up the GPU, beef up the CPU, and then these consoles cost $1,000. Don't call me. I warn you. And everybody, no. And so that, and listen, if Trump's still the president between now and 2027, tariffs won't even affect the PS6 and the Xbox, the new Xbox. So prepare for a massive increase in the gaming industry. All right, guys, I gotta go.
James, I appreciate you, man. 15 minutes of fame with the Games Heroes. Peace, my brother. That was Games with his 15 moments of fame, man. We're going to be doing that more often. That stuff is funny, y'all. That's kind of like how I met him. But I want to say this, man. Now that Games came in and did his thing, Resident, I got you next, man. All you Nintendo fans, y'all next to go ahead and speak your mind. So let me do this. Let me do the due diligence real quick, man. And Residents, come on in here, man. I got 3 mics now, and I got the mighty chat pack. We just getting this thing started, y'all. We about to cook. Let's go. Oh, we on that instant replay. Oh, yes, the new legal is going to cook tonight. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. Because now there's nowhere to run. Now there's nowhere to hide. We are right where we need to be. Where all the talking is about to end. See, y'all got fat while I was away. Everybody wanted to talk and grab mics. Everybody wanted to avoid the truth sayers. Everybody wanted to make it seem like, hey, listen, don't listen to that person. Don't listen to this person. They don't have the massive followings. Look, ignore that. Ignore this. Ignore that. Ignore this. But now, nobody can save y'all because now it's all about the wallet. Nintendo has let y'all down, and these so-called Nintendo fans are scrambling. Oh, yeah, it's time to cut some yards, ain't it? It's time to get another job, a part-time job, ain't it? Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I'm talking to the wrong people. Shouts of the Z. Maybe I'm talking to the wrong people. Maybe y'all just got stacks of stacks. Maybe y'all just out here with all this guap in y'all's pockets and $80 and $90 ain't nothing because right, Nintendo fans? Oh no, since y'all wanted to be quiet all these years, right? And be quiet and try to justify having a 720p screen. Oh, I remember. Don't get it twisted. Legal used to remember when I bought that Switch and I said, damn, man, I bought the Switch. Okay, I bought the Switch, but it has no games. And y'all came out mad, smacking me around. Oh, no, Legal. The Switch is going to have some games. And y'all lied to me. 6 months later, it gets another game, Mario Odyssey. It took them 6 months later. It took them till Christmas. And when I bought Zelda Breath of the Wild, I didn't buy it for the Switch. It actually ran better on the Wii. I mean, I'm sorry. I only want to talk about the Wii U. I don't want to talk about the Wii U. But we won't even go there. But I remember like it was yesterday. And y'all made all the excuses in the world. All the excuses in the world. but Nintendo, they just make animated games. They just make family games. Family games. Okay, they make family games. Oh, they just make games for the kids. But the prices never go down. Year after year after year after year, the prices don't go down. Y'all made an excuse out of everything when it came to Nintendo. And I said, you know what? I'm not supporting this anymore. Next Nintendo come out, they ain't got an arsenal of third-party games. And I said this, didn't I? All of y'all know, y'all was on the shows two shows back when I had Game Heroes on here. We had a debate. I told Games. I said, Games, you know what? I have a feeling Nintendo's going to make a direct show, right? And what did I tell Games? They're going to mess up first if they don't have first-party games. If they don't have first-party games, they're going to mess up. Game Heroes was talking about the direct show. I told them, if they sit up here and make this damn show about third parties only, they messed up. If they price this game over this console over the Series S, they messed up. If they price this console over the upgraded version of the Switch with the OLED screen, they definitely messed up. Because anybody with sense knows that this, why even call it the Switch 2? Why do that? I will even go as far as saying the Switch 2 is not a good name for it. It should be called like Super Switch. You know why? Because it's basically the same damn thing. It's just super is for the features. It's really not a brand new architectural differentiatory console. It's really not. Features is kind of what makes it different. And the reason I say super, because the word super is a word that's attached to the Nintendo history. And super always meant like just an upgrade. Just an upgrade. It didn't really mean a totally super different console. Just an upgrade. You had the Nintendo, then you had the Super Nintendo. But when you had Nintendo 64 was completely, utterly different. Without a doubt. It should have been called the Super Switch. What are you talking about, Nintendo? What are you doing? Because you now, in your silence, right? While you sat back and thought, you know what, we're going to be the ones who, we're going to do this. We're not going to get involved in the console wars. We're not going to do this. But you are. You are, because you're quick to talk about your sales too. On the low key. You are, because you still holding on to the VHS mindsets. See how the Nintendo fans, they don't want to be exposed. But Nintendo's the king of VHS mindsets. They're the king. And I've been waiting on this day. Because before this whole generation got started, again, I told y'all they all going to fail you. Because I said we are entering a technological era. And because we're going into a technological era with gaming, the advantage will go to Microsoft. Y'all laughed at me. I said, okay. When you get a bunch of dummies laughing, it don't hurt really. It don't really hurt when you see dummies laughing. You just fold back and you send out scrolls. You send out scrolls every now and then. Just got to send out little scrolls temporary throughout the era. And that's what I kept doing so that people will remember that I didn't forget. I saw this miles away. And just like PlayStation, Nintendo, we see that you are incapable of pushing the envelope. And everybody wonders why the industry is on crutches. Because here's the truth. Here's the truth. Sony can't do it. They don't know how to innovate. They ain't got the wallets to do it. Nintendo can't do it. They're poor engineered as well. For all of y'all that don't like the truth, Oh, the F well.
The following is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Now that we got the remix out of the way, Game Serials is gone. I want to say welcome in. Like I said, if you have became a member, shout outs to you. Shout outs to the Mighty Chat Pack and everybody else who supports near and far. If you are around the world and you're here tonight, we appreciate you for making Di-RRec Gaming International. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, leave some comments below. We're very appreciative of everybody's continual support on Di-RRec Gaming. Resident Gamer O, my man, you are valid Nintendo fan. And I just cannot wait to hear what you have to say, sir.
So, if you look back at the history of Nintendo,
what's up? Tell us.
Hey, what's up, Spartan? The strength of them has always been the software, right? That's what they value the most. That's what they consider their quality, their fun factor, their appeal, what brings you into their system, and their creativity, right? Their innovation. That's why with the first Nintendo, they had Zapper, right? They had the Power Glove, right? They had like gamepad. They tried all these different creative ideas just with the first system, the NES. So their strength wasn't always in their hardware. And I felt like even at the beginning, they've always played catch up with that. You know, that's always been something that they never quite been on the technical precipice like the others have. So I think in their minds, and before I finish this point, I do want to say that welcome everybody to the show. We got a lot to talk about with Nintendo Direct. Obviously happened this morning. A lot of people had mixed reactions. Some people were excited. Most people were turned off by the prices. I think what they're doing is they're kind of positioning themselves right for the future, because if you think about it, the first Nintendo Switch has gone on almost 9 years. 9 years in production out there in the wild. So when it's been out there for that long, they're probably anticipating the Switch 2 to go that long as well, if not longer. Because, you know, it feels like with Nintendo specifically, they seem to have extend or go longer with each generation. So in being so, given now that, you know, and if you think about it too, even from the start of their first generation, their software prices have always been considered premium pricing. Like they've always had higher end markup prices because, you know, they didn't really have, other than Sega, they didn't really have a lot of competition. So, you know, it's not very far-fetched to now. I thought about it for a while after our talk earlier, legal. We had a lot of discussions about this, and then last night too. I thought about it more today, and I came to the realization that this is probably not as out of the ordinary as you would think for Nintendo, just because of their history and like the future markets, and they're probably trying to prepare themselves for a long generation. So I think it was a gradual shift anyway, because if you think about it, they already tested the waters with Breath of the Wild, right? They charged $70 for Breath of the Wild, and that's only $10 away from 80, right? And people bought it, and they bought a lot of Tears of the Kingdom. So they felt not just from that, I'm sure there was other financial considerations as well. I mean, think about it though too. Nintendo's never been considered pro-consumer. They've always been kind of anti-consumer in a lot of their business practices and how they charge their software. I mean, they're, like you've already mentioned, their software prices almost never go down. until the game's been out for typically 6 to 7 years, and then it's considered a platinum hit, or in the platinum collection they call it, where it's hit a certain point, and then they tend to reduce the price. But even with their hardware, the only time they typically lower their prices during holidays or sales, but most of the time the price always stays the same. So I think they look at it in terms of a value proposition, just like Microsoft, but with their software, right? They think of it as like that's their precious jewel, that's their diamond, and they don't feel like they need to lower the prices because they feel like it loses value to them, like their not just the product itself, but the character, like the mascot, the IP. They feel if they were to lower prices, to them it would feel like they're lowering the value of those characters, of those IPs. So that's why in their traditional kind of business sense, they don't ever want to lower the prices unless it's been, like I said, only select titles. They do it basically case by case basis. I mean, we've seen that they don't do it for all their games. They only do it for a handful of selected games that were typically the most popular games, right? Because they've sold so many copies of those games that it doesn't, they're willing to make exceptions to their rule and allow themselves to lower the prices on some of those games. I know it kind of goes against what I just said, but from a business sense, that's how they look at it. So for them, going to $70, $80, $90 isn't too far-fetched, especially considering if they're planning a long generation, they're already planning for what the industry is going to shift to. I mean, Take-Two already hinted that Grand Theft Auto was going to be expensive because somebody found, I don't know if it was like a data mined or a leaked image. I wasn't sure if it was ever proven fake or not, but there was basically a GTA bundle that was like, I think $200 or something like that. Wasn't it, Famo? Like $150, $200.
Right.
So it's not too far off to think that they're going to charge GTA 6 probably $80, $90, $100. So the industry is already going that direction. The prices are going to go up. Probably not till the next generation, but the prices are definitely going to go up. And by 10 years from now, or 9 years, by the time the Switch 2 generation's done, those prices are going to definitely match to what Nintendo's doing, or probably even more. Probably at that point, Nintendo would be the one that would be considered the better offer because they would be lower than the others. I hope not with Microsoft's case. I know Sony's going to do it. But that's kind of where I lead off with the whole price drama that went on today. I think in terms of the hardware, like I was saying before, what they showcased was really cool. I think it's going to be really great for families, especially the chat features, the video features if you get the camera, the way that you could share your screen with each other and that you can basically interact with each other in Mario Party if you have a camera in some of the games. Yeah.
I got a question for you because you cooking, all right? I'm going to let you cook. I'm going to let you keep cooking. I'm going to let you Nintendo fans cook.
Why are you breaking my stride, Famo? Just kidding.
No, I got you, man. You're going to keep cooking. I just got a question for you.
Sure.
I agree with you when it came to the functionalities, right? I agree with you when it came to the features. I give Nintendo an A for the features. The problem is they're outdated features. All right.
I was going to get to that.
But the question I have for you is, think about it. The casual market, the parents that come in, and they're asking.
I was going to get to that too, Famo. I was going to get to that too.
Go ahead, cook. I think you know where I'm going. Cook, sir. Cook.
So basically, with the features, they're nice and all, but they're way behind. As I was telling you, like the hardware has never been their main focal point up until now. I mean, now they're starting to catch up, but they've always been playing catch up against their competitors. Like they've always not had the best hardware. And so for them to implement these features now is not surprising to me because they take so long just to implement basic features that Microsoft and other competitors have already done for at least 1 or 2 generations already. I don't know if you saw, but there was quite a few memes on Twitter about like Don Matrick, and like someone made it to where like he was pointing at the Switch 2 instead of the Xbox One and the Kinect, which I thought was pretty funny and ironic because, you know, Microsoft introduced this like 2 generations ago. But no, I'm going to get to the family thing. I wanted to go over the Direct first, but in terms of the hardware features, they're going to be fun. It's going to be a good family seller, especially for Nintendo-centric people. Like these are features they've been asking for a long time. I'm a little disappointed that they didn't introduce some sort of way to extend the screen by adding a second screen instead of the camera, you know, for where that USB-C port is. That would be something I think as well that could have been cool for like handheld mode. Maybe they'll add that later down the road. But outside of that, you know, the 256 gigabyte storage, I mean, I still think that's ridiculous, especially for the 450 price point. They could easily afford to budget in at least a 500 gig hard drive, because games are just way too big nowadays. And especially Nintendo fans, they typically always have a really big library of games, especially the hardcore gamers.
ATL, what's good?
So I just felt like that wasn't the greatest thing. I definitely think they should have gone higher with the storage. It looks like the GPU is great from what I could see from the games. I mean, they're not really, from what I saw, I mean, Donkey Kong Bonanza looked great. Mario Kart looked great, but it wasn't like mind-blowing. You know, it didn't like shock me or shake me or anything like that, like some games I've seen recently from Microsoft. It was just kind of more of the same from Nintendo, just a little bit brighter, a little bit better resolution, a little bit better frame rate, you know, smoother graphics, but you know, it wasn't a huge jump, right? Which we kind of knew. And by the way, to add to that comment you were saying earlier about the Super Switch, it was actually reported today that they were going to go with that naming scheme, but they felt like due to the backwards compatibility and the confusion with the general audience, they thought that might be kind of like the Wii U situation where they might get mixed up on what it actually can do and can't do. So they decided just to stick to Switch 2. At least that's what I read. In terms of the software, I think there was way too much. I mean, we knew it's good that they're getting third-party support. We could see now that a lot of the new third-party games are going to be able to be playable on Switch 2, and that wasn't happening before with the Switch 1, which is a great pro. That's like something Nintendo needed, was good third-party support again. But there was just, in my opinion, there was way too many third-party games. It way outweighed the first party. I was really expecting at least one more first party, even if it wasn't like launch window, at least for next year. But I mean, what we got was basically Donkey Kong. We got Mario Kart, and that's pretty much it. I mean, the only new thing you could consider is the new Kirby DLC for Forgotten Land. But I mean, that's not really a new game, so I don't really count it. So that was my gripe in terms of the software presentation. I thought the first party games they did show looked great. The third party looked great, but for me, I felt like that's their strong suit, right? That's the appeal. Like, what's going to bring me to that system day one, right? Or what's going to convince the parents and the kids to buy the system, right? Is it going to be Donkey Kong? I don't know. I mean, I would probably say Mario Kart was a smart idea because it's their top seller, right? It's their number one seller. So people have been waiting. I do see some people say online they've been waiting 8-9 years for a new Mario Kart, or actually longer, because Deluxe is actually a Wii U port. Excuse me. But we'll see. I guess we'll see in the holiday, right? In terms of the presentation, the details of the hardware, I think they explained it pretty well. I do like they have a lot more game sharing options now, which is going to be great for families and friends. That's going to be another cool thing. I know Other companies have done it, but a lot of Nintendo fans have been asking for that for a while. So they've definitely implemented a lot of things that people have been asking for a long time. So for the software side, I already gave my bit on that. I think the presentation, I would give it is probably a 7.5, 7. I think it would have probably been higher had there been more first party there. I think in terms of the hardware, it's good for Nintendo, but not good like overall if you're comparing it to everybody else. I think people are really griped about the software, but now that I've given a little retrospect on it, it kind of makes sense. I mean, it's not, I still don't like it, but from a financial and business standpoint and for the generational leap there, I could see why. But the problem is though, now when we get to buying the system and buying the games, right, you're going to have a family go into a GameStop, go into a Walmart, go into a Target. They're going to go down that aisle. They're going to see PlayStation. They're going to see Xbox. They're going to see Nintendo. The Nintendo is going to be sitting there at $450, which is almost the price of the Series X and the PS5, which are more powerful. And then you've got their games next to it, and the parents looking at the box for Mario Kart, and they're looking at $80. They're looking at another box. They're looking at Donkey Kong, or I know it's not going to be at launch, but they're looking at Elden Ring, and it's like $70. They put it down. They look over. They see that Series S. They see that Series X. They see that PS5. They're going to tell their kid, no, we're not getting this. This is too much. We can get you right here. Look, there's an Xbox Series S, $299, or probably it'll be $250 or less probably by then, because Microsoft will probably drop the price again. $200 Series S, Game Pass right there, cards, Game Pass, $20 a month for all those games. The parents are going to argue with the kids. Most kids won't win, right? Some of them might convince them to get the system, but I think this is going to be a deterrent, not only for families like that, but for normal fans, because, and some gamers, they're going to get turned off by it because, people don't like paying that much for games, especially like when you're not seeing the justification for it, right? When like it doesn't feel like it equals that value. And I think that's where Nintendo is going to kind of hurt here, is because they're going to lose out on maybe not the hardcore fans, because they're still going to buy it, that, but the casuals and the more new to the gaming scene or just new families who are just buying it. It's going to take, I feel, a lot more than just Mario Kart to bring people on. And best case scenario, it's going to stop people from buying it for a while, because they're going to wait for more games to come on there to justify those new prices. And I think a lot of people, this is going to hurt them from a piracy aspect too, because I've already seen a lot of it online. People are not going to spend that much money on games. They'll just pirate them. And it's going to hurt Nintendo's sales. So it's going to hurt their sales on a lot of fronts. I think this is actually going to stop them from making the Switch 2 as successful as the first Switch. I'm not saying it still won't be successful. I'm just saying it's going to harm it from getting to that same level as the first one. It's just a hard sell for parents, especially right now. It's the worst time for them to do this because of the economy. And people are not spending as much money anymore. So it's going to be a really hard sell unless it's the holiday. But even then, I don't think it's going to push as many units as it originally would have if they had lowered the price on the hardware and kept the software at the least 70, if not 60. Because if you think about it too, Nintendo is the most profitable, and they're the biggest company in Japan. They're number one, or they're constantly battling, I think, with Toyota or another company. They can afford, just like Microsoft, to make these little, I don't want to call them sacrifices, but business decisions to give the consumer more value, entice them to bring them onto the system, get them in, and then when people get into the ecosystem, they start sharing with their friends, their family, and then they start getting interested, and they'll bar the system like, oh, it's only that much? Wow, that's way better than the PlayStation or the Xbox. I'll get that. It'll convince people to buy the system as well. So I don't think this is the right move by Nintendo. You could see it online from the backlash. I doesn't mean it's still not going to sell well. I still think it will sell well, but it's definitely not going to help their case, because already the reception has been more negative than positive. I've seen. I've also seen a lot of people try to spin it, but this is not new for Nintendo. Like I said, they've done this since their inception. They've always considered themselves a premium product, and they feel like their value and what they bring to the table in terms of not their hardware, but their games, their software. That's where they feel like with Apple, it's the same thing with Apple. They feel like when they identify their product, they know it's going to be quality. They know they can trust it. They know it's going to be something they're going to like and enjoy because of their past, because of their history on having good products. So I think that makes Nintendo also more confident to do this price increase. But I think there's multiple facets with this, though. Mainly, I think it's a business decision for the longevity of the system and for the shifting pricing of the industry. Because even though Nintendo said it, they wouldn't have it wouldn't have mattered, because Sony or Microsoft would have eventually moved that direction anyway. So I think people are making a big deal out of this. I don't like it either, like I said, but I think if people actually stood back and looked at it from a different perspective, they can see that this is where the industry is going and it's not going to stop. So we're just going to have to accept that video games and gaming, it's just going to be a much more expensive hobby, famo. We're either you can afford it.
Y'all ready?
Or you got to let it go, because if it's out of your price range, you can't game, and you're just not going to be able to game anymore, because it's just going to get too outrageous, But that's my take on it. I did enjoy the Direct for the most part. I just was really shocked that Nintendo would be the first to go this route. So what do you think, Famo?
This is what I think, man. You as a Nintendo fan, you dodged 2 questions. And I know it's rough. And I know it's hard. But you was on to something that made me think, right? About the parents. About coming in, looking at the Switch 2, asking questions. And there's no games. And so, the $499 is not validated anymore. So they just had a show. They're pretty much all the old Switch games are going to go over there. You got to pay for upgrades. So you mean to tell me, so I don't have to actually buy this console, which is charging me more to play the same games for little Jimmy for $5. Oh yeah, little Billy for $5. You're right. Susie Q for I don't have to pay. But so you mean to tell me I can just keep my regular Switch because Nintendo's not really discontinuing them? No, not at all. The only thing you'll probably be missing out on are the very new games. Well, you know what? Right now, that's not big of a deal. You have any Switch games? New Switch games? Yeah, we do. We got a few. Okay, just give me that for little Billy. And that's what's going to happen. Because you know why? Because just like I told Games Service, if Nintendo comes out with this show for the Nintendo Switch 2, and they don't have nothing to show for the Nintendo Switch 2, How the hell is that a victory? Now, I'm going to cook, people. I'm going to cook. Because me, the Xbox fan, I catch it all, right? From dumbass gaming journalists, so-called journalists, right? Dumbass bloggers, dumbass articles, dumbass YouTubers, and dumbass donkeys, right? There's no escape. There's no escape. The metric for failure is always set with Xbox, the metrics for failure, right? So Xbox is dead. Xbox has no games. Xbox better not overcharge their games because nobody wants to buy them. Xbox is a third-party publisher. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. But when it's somebody else that does the exact same shits, you hear nothing but crickets. We start to hear excuses and we start to. So tonight on Di-RRec Gaming, I'm going to give you all that damn smoke. Y'all are right where I was at because, you know, Legal always said the myths, the narratives and shit, they ain't never fazed me, man. Myths and narratives are for weak-ass gamers. Rain G4 is my witness. I've been saying this shit for years. Ain't no real gamer come up with myths and narratives for video games. There's only one thing that you do with video games. You play them. So either you're playing them or you're not. We don't need myths and narratives for video games. That's the first thing. So it took a while. I've been telling y'all, look, man, when you're not doing shit, you don't want to be exposed. You're going to take your time to be exposed. This thing is going to drag out. I told y'all, give it 5 years. Damn, we're in the 5th year. Damn, Legal, you good. How do you do this? I got my secrets. I don't want to tell nobody. I got my insiders. You know, I got great insiders, and they never miss. But I said it's going to take 5 years. So here we are. I have no sympathy, no remorse. I have no empathy. Because just like you told us when it came to Game Pass, look at Game Pass right now. Damn. And like I want to say, you going to put respect on Game Pass because it was created before COVID and it was created before Nintendo lost its damn mind. See, PlayStation been lost its damn mind. But donkeys are they're just willing to go stupid for Sony. Sony can rob them and do whatever. But this ain't even about them tonight. This ain't even about them tonight. We're about the quietest group of little closet gamers called the Nintendo fans. They like to stay away and play their little JRPGs and play their little animated video games. And okay, we got you. So now, damn it, here we are. Nintendo doesn't know what it wants to be. I see some confusion in the Nintendo streets. And I think Nintendo uses the mobility side as a cop-out. So because we make these games look like this, because we're console / mobile, we make our video games like this. Oh, but you know, so we're validated why our games look like this, but you're not validated for your pricing. Because see, you don't want to be a part of this console space. You don't want none of this smoke, but you want your prices to look like you're part of the smoke, Nintendo. Oh, you don't want to get in the ring, but you want to put your prices in the ring. Now, to go to what Resident Gamer was saying, because he has a valid point with this. Legal's been saying the prices are going to go up, but who's going to pay the rent when them prices go up? You, gamer, you. Whether you talk a big talk or you don't, doesn't matter. The prices are going to go up. Damn, the Book of X. Do I need to go get the Book of X? Shit, we've been preaching this on Di-RRec Gaming. Look, $80, $90 doesn't faze me. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't really bother me. Hell, I just bought, and Realist just bought the Assassin's Creed Shadows Collector's Edition. $80 ain't bothering me. Stone King, $80 ain't bothering him. But just like Realist would tell me, damn, Legal, just because I got the money, don't mean I got to spend it. Because why? Realist is looking for the the deals. Even when realists would do the little get your prizes for 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate, when Stone King would do the Game Pass Ultimates, you're looking for deals. Who in their right mind today pays full price for that? When you got deals everywhere, we really know what's going on. So all that dumb shit the donkeys talk about, paying full price, bro, we laughed at that from the get-go. We didn't believe in that from the get-go. We knew that was bullshit. We knew they were on a boat with they was on a little paddle without the paddles, a little boat without the paddles. We knew that. They were already lost at sea. We already knew that. We didn't even buy into that. But now everybody wants to ignore the fact that Nintendo's been behind for so long. When we're gonna play catch up? When is Nintendo gonna get serious with their technological advances? And Nintendo, you know what I found out today? That dead console called Xbox, everybody bites off of. Damn. Nobody likes Xbox, but everybody wants to bite off of Xbox. Everybody wants to bite off of Xbox. Look at that shit. But there's something about Nintendo and PlayStation that I saw that was very familiar. And it told me, you know what? I'm going to make this being an Xbox fan look great out here. See, there was a day when you said, I don't really want to play on nothing else. I'm happy on Xbox. And they frowned at you. Reign G4, they laughed at us. What's up, Xbox community? They scattered y'all like Hebrews. Y'all was scattered out in the wilderness, having to pick and choose dumbass YouTubers to follow. And they misguided y'all. And here y'all are all out here with names all in y'all's mouths like lost sheep. I ain't lying because I'm in the Xbox community. Realist ain't lying about y'all because we in the Xbox community. Eternal shout out don't lie about y'all because he's in the Xbox community. It's just some of us ain't scared. Most of y'all are. Some of us can stand on our own 10 in reality. And some of y'all just behind the keyboard. They chuckled. Facts. They harassed us. Check. Facts. They told us we was dumb. They told us we look stupid out here, parading for the last console. But in the court documents, PlayStation is last. PlayStation is last at profit. See, where it matters at, not in the stupid, ignorant world, you know, the little kindergarten world, Mr. Kima, where all we talk about is console sales, and you can see the numbers of console sales, and you can point and say, oh, look, they're last. Mr. Kima, we're talking about the business side of the world of gaming, where it matters. Like none of these companies talk about console sales, because console sales don't bring no money in. But they do talk about, right, profits. And look, donkeys hate this word now, returns. They don't like that word anymore. They don't want you to say returns anymore because it's going to remind them of these damn remasters they're getting. You see what's happening to Donkey Land, right? Nintendo fans, here's your turn. And guess what? People like me and Reign G4, we laughing at y'all. Because guess what? Mr. Kima, we was told we was coupon gamers. We were welfare gamers. We were Section 8 gamers. Why? This is how dumb it is. This is how dumb they are. Because we choose a service that's on our platform of choice. Just like they choose the PlayStation Plus, right? It ain't our fault because the PlayStation Plus is dog shit. That's not my fault. I ain't buy a damn PlayStation console. So why are you mad at me? I don't have one. It's Sony who wants me to buy one. They want me to buy one so bad they can taste it. They want me and Reign G4, Mr. Kima, Realist One, Spark 117, Resident. They want all of us to have a PlayStation. But we're the type of gamers that say that shit don't make no sense. See, where everybody else like, you're not a real gamer unless you. And the same idiot that's saying that is the same ones that ain't playing games. If you got all these consoles, why are you on social media? You telling on yourself. Because if you have all these consoles, that's a lot of games to be playing. And right now, Xbox fans can't even keep up just on their one preferred. So we know you lying. There's no way you playing all these video games. Even if you do live with your mama, you're not playing all these damn games. We know this. We know this. So now look, damn, Game Pass was created before COVID. So that means Microsoft was already thinking ahead for its gamers. They were thinking ahead because of their gamers. They wasn't concerned about, well, we're making Game Pass because you know what? We're dead last. No, they said we're coming to change the landscape because we see Nintendo can't do it, and we see that Sony can't do it because we see, just like they see, that the industry is coming down. So who's going to be the one to try to pick it up? Who's the one that's going to put these blocks back together? Who's the one? You know what? Matter of fact, blocks. Let's go buy Minecraft. They go buy Minecraft. Boom. Minecraft fits our philosophy on how to put these blocks back together and build some pillars, build a cornerstone that we can build upon, change the landscape since nobody wants to hop on. Since we kept trying to get everybody to cross-play and all this with us, they didn't want to do that. Okay, so let me reach in the duffel bag and create a whole new landmass. And we're going to start building on this whole other landmass, and we're going to watch everybody else over there, right? Who's stuck on that little island, let them talk about their little exclusives, right? Because we're going to go ahead and get this thing going because we got a 40-year vision. Y'all didn't think I forgot about that? Microsoft said they got a 40-year vision. Not a 10, not a 20, not a 30, but a 40-year vision. Shit, you can't even get Nintendo and Sony to give you a 5-year vision. When the PlayStation 5 came out, Sony couldn't give you a pipeline. And this is who y'all think the industry needs to uphold to? Sony and PlayStation? You about to learn a lesson soon. Nintendo comes out and they can't even give you future innovations. They can't do it. Yeah, they can give you some type of innovation, but they're not going to give you future innovations that last a lifetime. They went backwards. Memory cards? Really? SD cards? So Nintendo's making a big deal over SD cards? That's where we're at 2025? You can't just put any kind of SD card on. You got to get the Nintendo ones? We're really going to do that? Now, I thought being an Android customer was the best type of customer. I thought Android customer, look, we're Android. We can use Samsungs, we can use anything. We're open. Everybody made fun of Apple, right? Apple don't have no SD cards, man. They got cloud storage. Well, damn, bro, if you buy an Apple phone with 512 gigabytes of storage, you ain't filling it up. Who gives a damn? Oh, but I can take my card out, put it into my camera if I want to. Okay. All right. So you got some versatility. There is beauty in everything, right? Nintendo became a function of Apple now. Because the more and more you play that exclusive deal, the more and more you'll lose eventually. You see, the exclusive deal doesn't have as much power today like it did yesterday. Just like $1 million ain't the same today like it was yesterday. We have Bluetooth today. If you are still touching a screen, you went backwards. You have voice control, voice commands. That's future. If you still got to touch something, you went backwards. You went backwards. Microsoft had to go backwards because the industry couldn't move forward. That's why we lost our features. You look back now and you say, damn, Microsoft was 12 to 13 years ahead of the whole entire industry when they created Xbox One. There's not a console ever created that still ain't done what the Xbox One has done. Not one, not one. This is why I say I'm a real Xbox fan. There's features on the Xbox One that I miss dearly. All I'm asking is for the Snap feature for achievements. We need to get that garbage ass pip shit off our screen. Get that raggedy shit off our screen. Second, if we're going to stream games on Twitch, I shouldn't have to use my damn phone to talk to my viewers because I don't have a chat on my screen. So while I'm playing on my screen, I can see the chat interacting with me on my screen. And as I'm gaming, I can talk to them from my screen. The reason why that's a big deal, because I had that before. That's right. See, Upload Studio or something like that to that degree, even if we don't get an Upload Studio, but bring features that matter. That mattered. Okay, Mixer failed, flop. But okay, well, listen, we got Twitch. But what's the point of having Twitch if I don't have a chat screen? What's the part of having a podcast if you don't have a chat screen? It doesn't take away from the screen. The body chat pack sits right over here on the screen nicely. It don't take away from the screen at all. I don't need that much of my screen taken away for interaction. But they were so hell-bent on taking everything away from Don Matrick that he ever did and just start all over on something that they wanted to do, that they just stripped every damn thing. And every damn thing didn't have to go. It's just crazy. So now I'm like, here we are. Hopefully, the real ones were all thinking, damn, I hope Microsoft sees where they were extra great at and implement some of these great things. Finally, just bring the totality over all the greatness within every console that was ever made. Bring the great things about them and put them into the future. And lock it and lock those great things in. Lock them in. Because right now, Xbox is looking great out here. That's why it's growing. That's why it's increasing. That's why. That's why Game Pass is increasing. That's why Game Pass is actually helping the developers. That's why Game Pass is actually helping the industry. Microsoft told us with the leadership of Phil. Phil said, listen, I'm not even going to lie to y'all. Look, you're going to have two decisions. And what did he say? And this is not just us, but everybody. Everybody in the gaming industry is going to have to come to this double road. And there's only two ways to it, right or left. There's no middle. This is not a forked road on the zinc. This is two-way road. And when you get there, you're going to have to make a decision whether I'm going to be a part of a platform that's going to keep me caged in, right? And be proud that I just got some exclusives, right? Now look, I want to bring everybody to light on this. I got exclusives just to have some brag in the back, right? But you're going to pay for that. You're going to pay for that brag. It's $90, $100, $80, $70. You're going to pay for that brag. Now look at how them Nintendo fans look right now. Oh, this is what they're bragging about. We got Mario Kart World. Nobody gives a damn about that. Let me tell you why. You got Mario Kart right now, and it ain't even in the top 10. Nowhere. Nowhere. Kids are playing Fortnite, Call of Duty, Roblox, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's the reality. But Nintendo's still hanging on the VHS mindsets. While Mario Kart should be the one game that's given to all platforms. Mario Kart, it's not a Mario Brothers game. It's not a campaign sandbox game, open world, or 2D platform. However they want to give you a Mario game. It's not that. It's just a damn go-kart racer. It's not a big deal, Nintendo. Put it out there on many platforms. You already do. Just put it out there. And watch how gamers embrace it, and you'll get even more engagement. And that will build the industry up. And it doesn't take the value away from your great exclusives that help the brand look good. The Mario Brothers brand, the Legend of Zelda brand, the Metroid brand, those three alone make the Nintendo brand look good. Nobody's denying that, and nobody's arguing with the fact that they can keep those. Those are pillars. Nobody's going to argue. Just like nobody's going to argue the fact that PlayStation's got their God of War. PlayStation's got their Gran Turismo. Nobody's going to argue that those games stay on PlayStation like they do. They may go to PC, but they don't go to other consoles. Nobody is mad at that. Nobody's mad that Halo, Gears, Forza Motorsport is on their platform. Those games define what Xbox is. Even though Xbox is saying, you know what, this is what we are. But reality, everybody knows what Xbox is. Shouts to Radiance96. What's up, famo? $80 to play Mario for the 300th time. I'm telling you. And the crazy part is, everybody, that price ain't dropping. No, never. From this point on. But Resident made a good point. I'm going back to that. That $499 isn't going to look too bad when the next PlayStation 6 and the next Xbox drop with their price. That's when it not looks too bad. But see, that's the game that Nintendo was playing. Wake up, everybody. Wake up. Because it's not about the pricing as it is more that they don't have no games. They ain't going to have no games. They're building their stuff off of old material. All you got to do is have a Switch, and you know that. Because the Wii U games got ported right over to the Switch. They did the same thing. That's why my daughter didn't even care anymore. It was like, Dad, you ain't really got to buy me no Switch games because they're basically bringing everything over. No big deal. It's crazy. Nobody wants to talk about how Nintendo was charging for live chat. Who does that in 2025? Look, you can be a fan. You can be a fan of something, but being delusional ain't cool. Being delusional ain't cool. It never has been. Now, you delusional if you think getting charged to talk is feasible. That's crazy. Nintendo should know better than that. You charging on your gamers, man, to engage. That's crazy. You already charging them for a mic set. That's enough. You already doing something better than the PlayStation 5. You actually have a stand built in. You're not charging. That's enough. You charging them to talk to each other? That's crazy. You have a game that you have to bundle because you know damn well it makes more sense if you bundle it. If you buy the console separate and buy the video game separate, you're paying more. That don't make no sense. You came out to show the whole world your new console, and you showed them no new games. That made no sense. That made no sense. So now we're asking you, if you're not ready, why'd you bring it out? See, being an Xbox fan is looking real good right now because we know there's some sneaky ones that have entered into our jump-in situation that just don't want everybody to know that they didn't already jump ship. But those numbers don't lie. And pretty soon, those Nintendo fans are going to join that Game Pass. When those Activision games run wild, they looking over there. Look at all these little fun games over here. Oh, they gonna jump ship. Don't worry. Y'all gonna jump ship because they're hitting you now where y'all are at y'all weakest, where you lames are at y'all weakest, and that's that wallet. Y'all ain't willing to spend nothing. We know that. There's only 1 or 2 games out of the whole entire Nintendo era that shines, and that's either a Zelda or Mario game. That's it. That's why we know y'all don't spend no money. Nobody talks about the rest of the games on Nintendo. That's it. That's why Nintendo is no hurry to make no new games for you, because they already know the games you're going to buy. I get it. I get it, Resident. That's why they ain't got no games. I get it. I'm not delusional. But checkmate has come. Because as much
they
as
don't have to do much, Famo. They just keep putting out the same games over and over again, and they keep buying them.
That's what I was just going to say. As much as they keep putting the diaper on Nintendo keeps shitting on them. Eventually, somebody's got to change that diaper. Somebody's got to change that diaper, and somebody came in and changed it. And when they put this new diaper on, now they're mad because the diaper costs them. The diaper costs now. That old diaper's gone, and they put on a new diaper that has extra absorbency and holds more shit in it. Because that's basically what you got. You got a diaper now that's extra absorbent and holds more shit in it. It costs you. That's right. There's no more cap, no more voice acting. They charging $80. Bottom line. I just bought South of Midnight's premium edition price, Radiance 9.6, and I'm gonna tell the whole world how much it cost me. Being on Xbox, it cost me $10. Cost me $10. Y'all can laugh at me all you want to. I understand that this is just gaming. Gaming shouldn't be a hardship. Gaming is fun. Because I understand I'm riding with Big Bank. I got a little common sense. See, when you're riding with the bigger bank, there's benefits in that. Big Bank can create a whole new landscape, can get off that bullshit ass kennel and say, you know what, let them have that. And that's exactly what Phil Spencer said. He said, look, if they want to continue to do that, let them do that. But we're going to do this. Everybody called that move that Phil Spencer was doing was weak. Everybody made fun of him. Everybody made fun of the Xbox brand. They're not doing it anymore. South of Midnight, if you bought the premium edition, you're playing that tomorrow. That's not on PlayStation. That's not on Nintendo. The Xbox fans ain't got to go running around talking about, look, we got an exclusive on our plan. We ain't got to talk. We don't even talk like that no more. We don't care. You know why? Because we got Game Pass Ultimate. And there's some things that you're just hoping that don't happen. See, now that Phil has let it be known that he believes that moving forward with Xbox is going to be a great thing. Not based off of console sales, not based off of, haha, you got this and you don't have that. But he said it directly to the whole world. We believe that Xbox is going to be successful next generation based off of capabilities. When you can clearly see what one is doing, what the other one isn't, that goes all the way back to Sega's philosophy. Put the games out that are so superior that nobody eyes are being fooled. When they look on the 2 different screens, and I love when he said it, when he says all screens aren't equal, Phil, you exactly right. The screen of the PlayStation ain't equal like the Xbox. The Nintendo screen definitely ain't equal like the Xbox. But neither one of them is doing what Xbox can do. Our screens are equal. We really have a cloud that actually can make games on its platform. So when we actually get a handheld, it's the actual video game. Wherever we stop at is where we stop at. When we go home and turn on our console, we continue right where we left off at. You don't have that nowhere else. There's a difference in capabilities, people. Microsoft understands that the old guard is impenetrable. The old way is going to stay the way it is. You just saw it on the Nintendo Direct. But it doesn't mean Xbox has to stay there. Nobody can make sense of the Nintendo Switch 2 today. Nobody. 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 It's no brag. It's gone. It's gone already. So I'm going to sit back and see how many people are going to go out here and buy this Switch 2 and play some old-ass games on it, right? They're going to pay what you could have bought an Xbox Series X for with no new games. Go out there now and show everybody, see, go out there in the world and show everybody just how big of a Nintendo fan you are. Now, I got Nintendo fans. I don't know nobody bigger than Resident Gamer. In his thing, Nintendo fan, he said it. But even Resident Gamer saying, you know what, I'm gonna wait. Games Heroes, legal, I ain't buying it. These are Nintendo fans. Already admitting they ain't finna buy it because they're not dumb consumers. It ain't about hating on nothing. It's about smart. There's a such thing as smart consumers, dumb consumers. Businesses know these things. Spotty King says, I was streaming Assassin's Creed Shadows on my phone, Xbox Cloud Gaming during lunch today. It must have been an update. It was better performance than my Legion Go. See? You see? You just give it some time for Xbox. Don't worry. Don't worry. The world is going to realize what Xbox brings to the table. Did I not say this? That this direct gaming movement is going to be about the value of Xbox moving forward. I saw this coming. I'm getting off all that dumb shit. I'm like, nah, you know what? We're going to switch the talking about. This is going to be the value of Xbox. Moving all the way into the next Xbox. We're just going to keep bringing the value of Xbox. I knew it. I didn't have to wait for the Nintendo Direct. I already knew what they were going to do. I told Games Heroes. I already told them what they were going to do. And they did exactly what I said. I already knew it. They got paper trail since the Wii U. Since the Wii U, they've been dropping no games. Since the Wii U. So who thought they were going to do anything different? Oh, they're selling you a button. We got a C button. That's what they're selling you, a button. You're at your lowest now, Nintendo fans. What you going to do about it? Come out here and show the world just how great of a Nintendo fan you are. Pull out your red flag and be happy about it. Stop complaining. We don't want to hear you crying. See, Xbox fans don't want to hear PlayStation fans crying. We don't want to hear Nintendo fans crying. We don't have no sympathy for you. Because, see, over here, we have a feedback program. We got feedback. All we got to do right on our title screen, hit our button, boom. We see the 4 options, feedback, hit it, boom. Go in there and express your concerns about the Xbox platform. Open policy. Open door policy. They see it, they read it, they take it into valuation. Donkeys get shafted all the time blindly. They don't even know. They look the dumbest out here. Nintendo fans are closeters. They like to stay in the closet and stay quiet and and make excuses for Nintendo. And they're both in the same pot now. Now both of them in the same pot. Getting overcharged on updates. Who the hell charges people for updates? When my Xbox has an update, it just tells me it has an update. I can ignore it and automatically do it, or I can manually set it while I do it, or automatically do it, or it just says, hey, you about to play the game? Hey, here's an update. And it does it for free. It does it for free. They don't charge me for a damn upgrade on an update. What the hell? Like, bro, that's stupid shit. We actually have clubs and communities. So I told everybody, you think Nintendo's going to keep going without achievements? You're wrong. 8 years ago, I said that shit. It's just Nintendo knows how to drag their feet because Nintendo knows everybody makes excuses for them. Now you finally where we're at. You finally, who started achievements? We did. So now you're finally where the last placers are at, right? And you only get you only get achievements for 2 games. They can't even do that right. You don't have a live chat right. The camera's not even right. No games. What we doing out here, people? Serious chat, what we doing out here? This is who we got to be afraid of? Nintendo?
You'll need to unlock your iPhone.
That's who the hell we scared of? Nintendo? Come on, man. We wasn't never scared of Nintendo. Some of us bought Nintendo. Some of us know Nintendo's tactics. We just wasn't gonna say anything because we know that everybody makes excuses for it. But I stopped. I said, I'm not making excuses for Nintendo no more. I'm gonna judge every platform like they judge Xbox. You don't have games? Now we're gonna say you don't have games. But see, when the Xbox fans say you don't have games, you actually don't have games. See, when donkeys were, y'all don't have games, we had games. You dummies just didn't know that. But you guys literally don't have no games. We saw Nintendo Direct. They literally have no games. Am I lying? Where's the lies at? Y'all tell me if I'm lying. I'm holding everybody accountable to the standards of an Xbox fan. How you gonna make fun of us? We got more than y'all. We have communities, clubs, all kinds of shit over here. Ben had it. Sending messages to each other. Hey, link up. Hey, I'm over here. I need some help. All that shit goes on over here on Xbox. And the more and more people see the value of Xbox, the more and more people are going to start migrating. And trust me, they really going to see it next generation, especially if Microsoft goes ahead and makes that price point at $699.99. That's the sweet spot. You can't beat that with you. Listen, there's not a beautiful stick that you can beat anything with. $699.99, that's the sweet spot. And everybody better hope and pray they don't follow through with it, because that's the checkmate if that happens. Because you're going to sit up here and justify paying $500 for a Switch 2 compared to a $700 Xbox. Future-proofed. Two generations above you with PC storefronts on it, emulations and all the apps and everything at your disposal on top of Game Pass. Y'all done lost y'all's minds if you think nobody's going to fall for that. You lost your damn mind. The minute they see the value in that, it's game over, because you don't need an Xbox. Why do you think Microsoft is letting that be known? They know who's going to buy that next Xbox. It's people like me. But after people like me, how do you buy an Xbox? Shit, all you got to do is subscribe. And you get all these games. We don't care what screen you're using. Here, subscribe. Wherever we're going to meet, like my man Realist said, we're going to meet you where you're at. Don't worry. Don't worry. Guess who's scared of doing that, people? Nintendo and PlayStation is. You know why? Because if they do that, they expose where they're weak at. Why the hell would you tell people to meet y'all where y'all at? Y'all don't have no multiplayer games, Nintendo. I mean, not Nintendo, PlayStation. You don't have no live service games, and you don't have no multiplayer games. Get the hell out of here. You ain't even about community gaming. So that X you out right off the top. So we bring Nintendo to the game. Okay, Nintendo. All right, you want to get into the community space? Fine. Oh, wait a minute. You charge me for live chat? You charge me, you blocking me in for SD cards? You charge me for upgrades? You got $80 to $90 video games? They're all animated little bitty looking games. They all look like indie games. Let's just keep it 100. Nintendo makes beautiful looking indie games. Beautiful. Beautiful 2D. Listen, the lowest grade of a double A. But Nintendo has great fun factor. Let's don't be too negative. But y'all know where I'm going with this. With all of that, they can't justify $80. You cannot justify $80 for Mario World. You just can't do it. But they did do something right though, Resident, that I told Game Girls. They have to. What did I say this? I said this yesterday, the last show. Why not continue on something good, right? And they look what they did. They came up with Mario Kart World. At least they did that. But what did I say, 30 Below? Y'all heard me. Y'all are my witnesses. I said, why come there's no Super Mario World? What Mario World 2? Did I not say that? Resident Gamer, did I not say that?
Yes, sir, you did.
I said it. Why is there only one version of that game? We don't have a sequel. Over 20 years, we ain't got a sequel to that game. But then they're gonna make a Mario Kart World. I couldn't even believe it. Mario Kart World out of everything, and locked it in. They locked the damn kart game in. So that told me they still ain't getting with the times. You ain't getting with the times, you deserve what you get. There's no reason to tuck your tail. We know you can't do what Microsoft does. There ain't no reason to be trying to hide that. That's evident. But putting a game like Mario Kart, or put it like this, okay, keep Mario Kart an exclusive. But Animal Crossing, that should be everywhere. Resident Gamer, talk to me, man. Animal Crossing should be everywhere.
Yeah, it should. It's a big community game. It would be huge if it was multi-platform. It's one of those ideal games that everybody likes. It's neutral. Yeah, I don't know why Nintendo doesn't put it on more platforms. They're still playing that old traditional. They're, like I was telling you, fam, on previous podcasts, they're going to be the last. They're going to be the last man standing. They're going to be the ones that be the last ones to change. They're just going to continue relying on their fans and their games and their fun factor and getting the appeal of people coming in to play these same 4, 5, 6 franchises every generation. As long as people continue to support that, they don't really have to try. You know what I mean? They don't have to go out of their bounds. They don't have to create new games, new experiences. They can just continue on with playing it safe and doing what they always do. And that's just not going to change. I don't, like I said, I don't anticipate them, because of their experience with piracy and with PC players. That might be a turnoff for them to where they might not even go to PC in the future. I don't even know if they will end up going anywhere, Famo. It doesn't make sense to me, because they preach and they talk about gaming for everyone, and everyone should have fun, and everyone should play their games, but yet you have to buy their box. It's locked behind that little piece of plastic, and they feel like they're too important for anybody else. They don't want anybody else on other platforms to experience their games. They want you to come to their platform. They're still playing that old traditional game. When will they ever change? I don't know. But from my experience and my history of playing them with their games, they're not. They're unless they had a big executive sweep in terms of, like, if they had a big culture, they would have to be a big culture change and approach, or something dramatic where people stopped buying those games, stopped supporting those games, and their sales would start to tank, and stop supporting those consoles because they're not changing. It would have to hit them hard in the wallet for them to make that kind of a change, I think, for them to go multi-platform. But yeah, it doesn't make sense, especially some of those games where I don't think it would hurt the value of their brand because people would still buy Nintendo. If you're only putting a few select games on other platforms, that makes sense, kind of like how Microsoft's doing. I just don't see how it hurts them, but they see it differently.
Yup. What we gonna do? What we gonna do, Dolomite? What we gonna do? We gonna continue to sit here and watch everybody play nice and keep throwing tomatoes at us? Or is the Xbox community gonna get out here and be brave and start speaking as a one community? Y'all gonna stay scattered around? Because we know a lot of y'all are half-breeds out here, right? A lot of y'all sitting out here don't really know how to truly rep Xbox. So y'all are like little boats with no sails on them. Y'all go wherever the wind blows y'all. We ain't talking about y'all. Y'all don't bring no value to the stage. We're talking about the ones who ain't scared enough to stand up and tell it like it is about our community. We're talking about them. We're talking about the Dolonites, the Range E4s. You ain't got to be somebody that has a platform, a channel. Look within your own streets, because the streets is where the power is at. Y'all are the most powerful figures out here, not me, not us up here. That's why when you look at the other guys up here, there's no platform holders. Resident Gamer O is all by himself. Spark 117 is all by himself. The realest one is all by himself. It's just me on Di-RRec Gaming. It's just me. I'm the minority here. Everybody else is the majority. If there's no chat pack and there's no panel, then there's no channel. That's it. The YouTuber is not the powerful figure on the platform. It's his viewers and subscribers. They make him. If you want to see somebody start looking like a little bitch, let that viewer count go down and subscribers start going somewhere else. These YouTubers will start looking like some bitches out here. They'll start acting like a bunch of bitches out here. Don't let them fool you, man. I know the game. Don't let them fool you. I've seen it out here in these real streets. Don't let these so-called tough guys get caught and get put into interrogation room. All right? Don't let these lames fool you. And we're just talking about video games. We ain't even talking about life sentences. We're talking about video games.
Bama, we should get Reel's take on the direct today. What his thoughts are.
Real is busy. He's working. He's on the.
Oh, yeah. I got you.
Man, I ain't working. I already told you.
Oh!
I already told
you. He's here.
Man, I've been here this whole time. Anyway,
look. Realist, what's your take, brother?
I don't really have a take.
Let me put the mute button in, y'all. Let me put the mute button in. Get him, Realist.
I'm not going to go that long. Look, I don't really have a take because I predicted all this stuff. I predicted the price is going to be at least $449. I did not predict that they were going to raise the price of games $80 and $90 though. Because I heard you guys rate the show. For me, because I know a lot of people, they like the
Do you think that's going to hurt Nintendo though in their sales with that increase?
No. I think Nintendo can charge $100 for their game. It's something about their game. I don't. Because think about it, to us, right? Okay, you're the Nintendo guy, right? We all love Nintendo. We grew up on Nintendo. But just technically speaking, because my wife, she plays Splatoon a lot. And I was like, you ready to, you're gonna pay $90 for the new Splatoon? She's like, nah, Nintendo can kiss my ass. But just like technically speaking, a Nintendo game doesn't cost as much to produce as other quote unquote AAA games. But they're able to sell their games at AAA pricing and outsell most AAA games. So no, I don't think it's gonna hurt them, especially when they say it's case by case. So that means that the games I think the games that I think they really have some type of basis behind it. Like they're not just raising prices on the games because earlier in the show, I was talking in the chat because a lot of people noticed that they pretty much copied Forza's style with this game. Basically, they have an open world racing game. So if that game's $80, something more ambitious than Nintendo's ever done before. Kind of like when yeah, Tears from the Kingdom, that was their first $70 game. Tears of the Kingdom. That was the first $70 game. That didn't hurt them. They still sold over 30 million units. And $10 is like, I don't want to sound like a pony, but I mean it's $10. It hasn't stopped people from buying Madden. It hasn't stopped people from buying 2K or Call of Duty. They're breaking records. So I don't think it's gonna hurt them. And I think they know which games they can charge $80 for. They're not gonna charge $80 for Mario Party. They're not gonna charge eighty
So are you
dollars
saying
for
with Nintendo fans, there's no red line? Like even if they were like $120, people would still buy them?
I think they could charge 100, but there's a breaking point for everything. You know what I mean? I don't think 80 is the breaking point. Because yeah, think about it. You know, we all play Nintendo games as children. Our children play Nintendo games, and we all love Nintendo. They are unique in the space. Nobody else has anything, especially from the platform holders. Nobody else can bring, to the market. And Phil Spencer has even said it himself when they asked him in an interview. I forgot who was interviewing him, but they said, "What do you envy the most about, Nintendo?" He said, "Their IP." He said that everybody, the customers always show up for their IP, and he's right. They're the only ones that can bring it. They make the least technically advanced games, the most basic games, but people are still turning up for it. Their games are outselling multiplats, bro. And so, sure, maybe like I said, not all games are going to be $80. The next Zelda's going to be $80. The next 3D Mario is probably going to be $80. This Mario Kart's going to be $80. But Donkey Kong will not be $80. New Metroid Dread, Metroid Prime will be $80. No, it should be 70 because like people aren't really checking for Metroid like that. Metroid is the least popular IP. So, but yeah, the show to me was okay. I mean, they leaked so much about the console it already leaked. It was just the price that was left. Uh, it was pretty boring. But I did notice that yeah, PlayStation fans, they've been crying about a Bloodborne for years. And then Nintendo gets Bloodborne too, and they can't even get a remaster over there. So that was an interesting turn of events, but I don't have any interest in Bloodborne or the Nintendo Soul game. Um, yeah, I mean, just raising the price. That's the only thing that really surprised me. Uh, I'm not as excited. My Nintendo is basically a Zelda machine at this point. I don't really play anything else on there because that's the only thing that I feel that they bring that actually has something that is new or fresh that I care about. But yeah, that's about it, man. That like this. I mean, they have another show behind this one, right?
Man, like we were saying yesterday, if it could sell cardboard, it could sell anything, man. For real.
but see, like they will attempt to try anything, right? But it's not like they flew off the shelves. But the fact is, they attempted it. That lets you know their power. Like that, they would sell their customers cardboard, and there are some people who would actually go out there and spend that money for the cardboard. But I want to see. I mean, it looks like they've done a lot when it comes to like the power. But then you had I want to say it was the engineer come out and say that this Switch 2 is not for people who want high power machines. So it lets you know that like they raised the price on it, but it's not up to par. That's why I'm really interested to see what Xbox is coming with. Like the actual Xbox console, the subsidized, that'll be around the same price as Nintendo. Because see, Nintendo's now setting the handheld market, right? Uh so Xbox, PlayStation, they have a jump off point. You know what I mean? $500, which is the same amount as a console. You know, the consoles are $500 now, so we'll see what they do. But I'm not excited about it. I just no. For me, it's cool. I'm happy that Nintendo fans are happy. You know what I mean? I'm kind of burned out with Nintendo. Like I didn't even finish Galaxy, man. Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, those are the games that I really played. Splatoon with my wife, but there's so many better games, man. You know, I would buy it for my kids, but for me, I'm happy to see the real fans of Nintendo happy. But I think I've outgrown Nintendo.
You know, I'm knocking out this damn myth. Nintendo is just unfadable and they don't do shit out here, bro. I've been
I
saying
feel
that
the
from the
same
start.
way, Famo. Sorry to
That's
cut you
my
off. I was just gonna let
right
real know
now.
that I'm kind of outgrown it too.
They ain't doing shit out here. This is why I put this out here. I just want to start knocking down this bullshit that everybody want to keep holding on, because all we see is that they make these friendly games and they sell a bunch of consoles, but we gotta start understanding that the console sales does not equate to business success. Business success is not that you're hanging on bill to bill. Business success means when you got a business that's up 10 years of surplus, that if you have 1 or 2 bad years, you're not shaking in the bank. That's business success. Microsoft's business is successful because it would take years and years and years and years and years for Microsoft to crumble, because they understood, you know what? We're going to bundle our whole thing and put everything under an umbrella where it make everything its own division. And everybody's going to be responsible for their own division under one big umbrella. They were genius for that, because now you have people in marketing where PR can't dictate the marketing. The marketing head can't go over to PR and mess with PR. The person that's in charge of Game Pass has no say to the person over here in Activision. You see what I'm saying? Like, everybody is accountable for their own department. There's no micromanagement. And everybody knows micromanagement sucks, because if you're not over here all the time, what are you doing over here talking to us? That's what happens. Oh, you just saw something over here, now you want to say something. But we're over here all the time, so we really know what's going on. This is why in the military, every platoon has a general. Every platoon has a leader. You have the head general that actually gives the orders downward, but every platoon's got to have its leader. It ain't just platoons out there, because every division is going to be held accountable. The people on the aircraft carrier going to be held accountable. The fighter jets going to be held accountable. The stormtroopers going to be held accountable. The people in the tanks going to be held accountable. The snipers going to be held accountable. You see where I'm going with that? When you build an infrastructure like that, you're going to be more successful because you're holding everybody accountable. Sony and PlayStation, they're playing as if everything's under one king, and that's the problem. You want to say, oh, you know what? They're even right now. Oh, matter of fact, let me cook. I gotta go back on PlayStation. Oh, y'all ain't safe. I know we're on Nintendo, but y'all are not safe. The hell out of here thinking we ain't gonna give you no smoke. This is Di-RRec gaming. Right now, as I speak, Dion Hayes. Right now, 30 below as I speak. Who did this? IGN. IGN did this. The gaming media. People around in the gaming media are, because they're really PlayStation fans. Look, I don't want y'all to ever think that IGN is PlayStation fans, all right? They started with PlayStation. These are PlayStation fans. 1996 and up, PlayStation fans, all right? They see that PlayStation ain't offering them shit. They see it. The perception of the public, not IGN, because this is how you know. This is why I said the gaming streets. We're live from the streets, because gamers, Pixel BAG, are the real kings and queens. We're the rulers. It ain't the gaming media. It's not these gaming companies.
Nice to meet you.
Man, let's just don't shut the hell up. Nobody talking. You dictate where the industry goes. If you're not buying these games, guess what's going to happen to the gaming industry? Crumbles. It crumbles. So when you want to know where the routes are going to go, right? Where the traffic is going to go, where the lanes are going to get built, you're going to come back down to the grass. And IGN came down to the grass. And this shit was funny to me. Because they said, should Sony reconsider its focus on cutting-edge graphics for PlayStation games? I know y'all just thought y'all didn't hear me, so I'm going to repeat this shit again. Should Sony reconsider its focus on cutting-edge graphics for PlayStation games? People, you can't make this shit up. Did you think you'd ever hear a question like this? I didn't. Nope. Not in 2025. I didn't think they would ever say nothing like this.
I didn't think they would ask, but I thought the question deserved to be answered. Asked.
Yes.
Because I've been saying this for years, bro. You know, my fellow Xbox got mad at me when I said this on the show. Bro, could you imagine if think about the game that Rare's making. What's it called, Resident?
Everwild.
Imagine the frame rates of the game like that'll run with it. You know what I mean? Imagine Nintendo games running on a console with power. You know what I mean? And if they keep pushing, they keep trying to make the games look more and more realistic. They're not selling more and more units to justify it, though. But they should. Like, I didn't think that they would ever ask the question, but I thought the question deserved asking, you know. But what can they do? Because guess what? Every time they try to be Nintendo, it fails. Every time Xbox tries to be Nintendo, it fails. You know what I mean? So it's like people don't go to Xbox and PlayStation for Nintendo games. And it took Nintendo 40 years to make Mario what it is. Donkey Kong what it is. You know what I mean? That was the advantage that Nintendo always had. History. When Xbox and PlayStation came into the game, they had no history. They made third-party platforms while Nintendo sat back and just waited. So you got 40 years of history of Nintendo. 40 years of Mario being built to now he's in billion-dollar films. That's the difference, you know. And as much as people want to see a Banjo or a Conker, these companies can't justify it. PlayStation just had to put Astrobot in the box. You see what I'm saying? Xbox just had Psychonauts, which to me is the best platformer that I played this generation. Like, and I played pretty much all of them.
Facts.
And so and I would even put Ratchet ahead of Mario, but Mario people love Mario first, and they think that Mario can't be touched. But I think that there are other platformers out there that are rivaling Mario, but they don't have the 40 years. I mean, Ratchet's been around for a while, but it never took off. And that's one of the games I give Sony props for, because they're quick to jump ship on projects that don't blow up. You know, everything that's been around as long as Ratchet is pretty much gone. You know, so that was launched. People still asking for Ape Escape. It's like, dude, if those games were hits, PlayStation would still be making them. And that's just the difference with Nintendo, man. What I want for Nintendo to do is try to bring a new character, but they don't have to. They can write Pokemon, Mario. Hell, they didn't even really do anything with Donkey Kong this generation. The Tropical Freeze came out during the Wii U. So it's like they can ride those IP all the way to the end of the generation again. And look at PlayStation. Like, they're not making any money, but they're selling a lot of consoles. They're just riding off of past successes, because their fan base isn't even questioning them about bringing anything. They're not questioning Naughty Dog hadn't put anything out since last generation. Sucker Punch has been pretty good, and Insomniac's been their workhorse. But There's nothing that any of them can do to compare to Nintendo, you know, and people don't like it when I say, but you just can't argue with the numbers, man. You know, Microsoft makes more money than them. Sony makes more money, and I'm talking about the consoles, not the actual bigger brands. But what Nintendo has can't be corrupted. They can corrupt it themselves, and it seems like they're on the road to destruction. So, but I do think that people would pay $80 for the games that they choose to charge $80 for. If they chose to make it a blanket where all games are $80, they will fail. And one of the things that made that last generation work for them was that they hit the sweet spot. Like for all the people that were bitching about the Series S and beginning of the console generation, oh, they should have gave it a bigger hard drive. I said, but it couldn't hit 300. The whole point of that console was to be sold at $300. And that's why the Switch was so successful. It sold at $300. And they came and were able to come out with a light that was only $200. Your kid broke that. You didn't break his sweat. You're like, okay, I'll get you another one. But 450, you start to graduate away from being a toy. It's no longer a toy at
Speak on
$500.
it.
And so that's where I'm looking to
I
see
said that
that
exactly today.
you said that?
Yep, I said once I did, bro. That's why I want to hear it. Like we say, Resident Game, we want to hear because we just want to see if, bro. That's crazy that you said that. But Gorillas, I'm not surprised that you said it. That's the thing that I'm saying here. This is why we're here. This is why we're family. Because we ain't got to talk to each other. Look, they don't get it, Spark 117, that there's a reason why we're around each other, right? There's a reason why Chat Pack's over here and we're over here. And because I'm telling y'all right now, man, I regards and respect for you dudes. I know that you guys don't get y'all's flowers like the way you deserve, because I know because y'all are not out here battling people every damn day. You want to be goofy and silly all the damn time. We know that's the major field of battle when we come on social media. We get that. But when you get out of that and you can be a sensible thinker, right? You see very clear as to why now Nintendo, you know you fucked up, right? So you messed up because your price point takes you out of that unguardable realm. Just like Billy said, we said it. Once you stepped into that 500 pricing point, all that protection barrier left you. See, you was down under the Series S. You was down below in a protective little case. You know, it's $299, $399, you know, $250. Okay, no big deal. But you wanted to come out here quietly, sneak your ass into the battlefield, and thought that nobody was going to see you. See, the way you came into the battlefield like a bitch, Nintendo, we just got to call it like it is. You came in like a punk, and you thought you just going to finesse. The words of realist, finesse us. But before I get back to that, I'm going to finish what I was saying about you donkeys. Now, the perception of PlayStation is starting to fade away. They have the pallbearer out here with the iron, and they're about to cast your ashes out into the ocean. They brought that shit down to the streets, everybody, and there was 2,241 voters. Should Sony reconsider its focus on cutting-edge graphics for PlayStation games? Are you serious? You can't make this shit up. We're actually questioning that now. So what does that mean? PlayStation just ain't cutting it anymore. Or is it that, damn, maybe because we know, let me cook. Maybe it's because we know that Sony has no way around the gate for next gen. And it looks like now, as much as we want to close our eyes, we just can't close our eyes anymore. We see that Sony has a problem with live service games and multiplayer games, in which we know, the gaming media, that PlayStation's got to find a way to make money to provide these AAA games. And now it's starting to set in. Since we've been in a 2-year drought, it's starting to sink in that we're losing confidence with Sony with AAA games. That's what it is. But let's go down to the streets and really hide what we see, and let's go ask them. And to their surprise, I think they got a response that they wasn't ready for. Check this shit out. 40.7% said no. Keep the graphics, keep the cutting edge graphics, or what they consider cutting edge. They crack me up when they say cutting edge. But they ain't won a side graph award ever, but PlayStation wins cutting edge. Shut the hell up. Look. But 39.9% says yes, you can't make this shit up. So basically now, the PlayStation streets are split in half. You can't make this shit up. It's almost 50-50, people. It's almost 50-50. What's the difference between 39.30? What's the difference between 39.9% and 40.7%? Get the hell out of here. It's the same damn number. They're off just about a point off. Come on. So what happened, PlayStation? You brought the answer, IGN, down to the streets, and you got an answer. Nobody's believing. It's starting to sink in. But we over here on Di-RRec Gaming, we're trying to tell you, we were trying to forewarn you, stop listening to these clowns, bro. These clowns are just lying to y'all. They ain't going to save you in the end. Y'all better start buying these games. We don't want to hear about y'all talking about us on Game Pass. Look, we're Game Pass recipients. We proud of it. Ain't nothing you're going to say that's going to alter our feelings about day one, AAA games. We ain't got to buy that shit. We ain't tripping over here. But we watching y'all, though. Let's see. But when those AAA games drop on your platform, what y'all doing? And those numbers come out. And those numbers don't lie. And them numbers been snitching on y'all to the point where y'all shut the hell up now. Y'all look real stupid now. Every last one of y'all. Every last one of y'all look dumb as hell. None of them games are selling, putting up them high fashion numbers. None of them. Y'all look dumb as hell out here. So now we've come to a conclusion, but we don't even pay y'all no more attention no more. We over here playing video games. You know how hard it is for me to be on this podcast? I want to play Assassin's Creed Shadows. I ain't worried about what y'all got to say. What's up, Bonte? I don't care about what they got to say 30 below because they ain't buying video games. Shout outs to Hiroki Totoki. Me and Realist is man. That's me and Realist man right there. Because as long as Hiroki Totoki's on PlayStation, y'all gonna get that truth. No more games over there. See, now the donkeys ain't got nowhere to go because this dude won't let them breathe. See, Hiroki Totoki won't play into the donkey shit like Sean Layden did. Sean Layden played into the donkey shit. Totoki ain't. He's all about the business. So now all that's gone. See, all that's gone. They don't even know what to do because he's constantly saying we need these live service games. And he said this: if they don't do it, Bonte, we're gonna give these donkeys an ultimatum. If they don't put their money into these damn live service games, realists, we're gonna give them nothing but remasters. And then Yoshida comes out after he retires Spark 117 and comes with the law of Moses and slams them down. Slams them so hard, Tyler Reed, they don't have nowhere else to go because this is the 31-year-old vet coming out of the dungeons. They put that man in the dungeons like bang. He climbed out of that hole like bang, Bonte. Salute Bonte for the gifted. Salute.
Yeah, he gifted 5 memberships. But legal, do you remember last generation?
We ain't saying that, Mike Johnson.
Legal, do you remember early in the generation when I was saying, dude, they gonna keep giving y'all remasters because y'all not buying enough of these games,
Yeah.
right? Because you remember, it was that was when JyzalGaming used to come on, him, and he was like, he was bringing up that they bring up the sales of the games, and I was like, it's one thing to sell 20 million units,
Right.
but it's another thing to sell 10 million at full price and the rest of them at declining prices.
Right.
Right. And see, that's the thing with Nintendo. Like everybody knows they don't put the games on discount.
Right.
Honestly, I think the whole industry should do that, but with them being public and the game's not moving as fast as they need to, they gotta keep doing it. Yeah, they gotta keep showing that
I'll
they're
tell you
making
why,
some money.
brothers. Have you
But
figured that out yet?
oh, I just told you why. But you give me a different reason.
When you make your games at a low budget, realist, how you gonna make that money back? If you make it at low budget, how you gonna make more money?
But these games aren't being made at low budget.
What game that Nintendo makes is 300 million to make?
We started off talking about PlayStation for one, right?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, yeah. Okay, go ahead. Okay, go
And
ahead.
then
I thought you
I
was
started
talking.
talking about the industry.
Right.
But
Okay.
the reason why PlayStation
True.
wouldn't put their no, the
Here you
reason why
go.
Nintendo would put their games on sale is the same reason why FromSoft doesn't lower their games below 29.99. It's to
Yeah.
protect integrity because they believe if they lower the price that it means it's a lesser quality. So if they keep their price solid, that's supposed to be some type of quality standard. If you look at a FromSoft game, their game's up no less than 29.99. You know what I mean? What you about to say, Spartan?
That one game
Before we
that
go, Resident Gamer, appreciate you, brother. Get some rest now.
Oh, Resident App?
Have a good night, fam. I'll see you guys later. Great show.
good night,
Take
All
bro.
care,
right,
man.
brother. Gotcha.
You know that game that you questioned about legal about Nintendo, which game they have that would crush 300 million?
Right.
It's that cardboard cup.
I know. I know. I know. I know.
Today, all I saw today out of Nintendo, I didn't even watch the show. I saw your tweets, and the only thing that brought nostalgia to my heart was the Donkey Kong and the Mario Kart. It was really amazing games, but let's move on. It's done with for me.
But no, real quick, wrapping up what I was saying. Right. So when I was telling them all this time, y'all not buying enough of these games, y'all not buying enough of these games. All they would do is bring up Xbox sales. I'm
Right.
like, don't worry about
Deflection.
Xbox sales. We're talking about PlayStation sales. And that's the reason why they've been selling The Last of Us for 3 console generations.
Yeah.
They need to sell it. And plus they need whatever they sell to actually sell. Like this is why you don't see much new IP from these companies. It's
Speak
not
on it.
that's not exclusive to PlayStation. And that's why I
Speak
always
on it.
say you guys need to give Xbox more credit because Xbox is bringing new IP out there. Xbox is trying to establish something. Now, yeah, I know they went out and bought the biggest IP on the market. Cool. First or second, depending on how you want to look at things. Call of Duty is an annual game, but PlayStation people want them to bring back their old IP.
What's up, Darian?
But they already know how the market would respond to the old IP. Why would they bring out a Bloodborne? People start bringing up Bloodborne. Say, "Oh, it sold 7 million." Man, it took 10 years. It took 15 years for the crap to get to 7 million. You know what I mean? And plus, they need to make it exclusive. Now, if they want to sell it, they'll put it on PC day one and put it on Xbox and they'll put the bitch on Switch too. But PlayStation is not selling enough of these games. These games are too expensive, and I've been saying I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them. Keep making these big, huge games, and then try to hype it up. The only one that's really moving is Spider-Man, because even this console generation, they had to put everything in a box. None of their games that they put out this generation just went out on their own. Spider-Man was the closest thing to it because you already know Disney was gonna hit the ass with the penalty if they threw it in the box, which is why the limited editions were rare. They didn't have a whole bunch of them. They didn't do a lot of bundles. In case anybody doesn't know, they get taxed for physical sales and they get taxed for bundle sales. But with God of War, that thing was in the box for a year. Horizon was in the box for over a year. Even overseas, they had Gran Turismo in the box. So I don't even know how strong any of their IP is really. You know what I mean? Especially considering Spider-Man is the fastest mover to PC that they have. You know what I mean? So they're not selling enough of these games. And I hope they keep trying to make these movie games. You know what I mean? Because honestly, they're the only ones doing it. Because that goes back to what I was telling you before. They don't want to compete. And what's the only area that nobody wants to compete? $300 million games.
Boy,
So
you
let them
used
keep
to
making
say
those
it, boy.
games.
You used to say it. Come on
Let
with
them keep
it.
making those games. Because seriously,
Cool.
but at now they're getting to a point to where they're going to have to start competing though. So props to them for giving that dude another shot to make the Call of Duty competitor. You know what I mean? Because Deviation got shut down. They let them do another studio, Outlaw, Dirty Outlaw, whatever it's called, Black Outlaw, Dark Outlaw. I don't know what it's called, something Outlaw. I don't know. But they're giving him room to make another Call of Duty competitor because we see Destiny is pretty much dried up. They busted Bungie up. The movie games are going to be hard for them to really establish the way third parties are. Bro, this whole industry is being turned upside on its head, and Nintendo is going to meet. Well, get back on Nintendo. We already know PlayStation's trash. They're in a bad situation. Right? For those who love them, keep loving them. I don't want to tell you on the wrong platform. But Nintendo, we've been talking about Nintendo, and I said this before. Nintendo, ever since Super Nintendo, they back up a good generation with a bad generation. This will be the first generation since then that they had two console generations in a row. Because think about it. When the 64 came out, that was their bad one. Third party, everybody just abandoned Nintendo. Right? GameCube, they started with a little support and everybody just dumped it. It was probably the worst selling console that they put out. And then the Wii came out. Nobody cared about it. It was until the middle of the Wii generation that people got in and nobody cared. They're gonna find out. People don't go to Nintendo for third party games for one. And they're going to be in that same situation that they've been in the past. But that 450 is just going to be a game changer for them, as far as I'm concerned, because you get into hardcore prices now. You know what I mean? You get into the grown folks prices. Who's buying their kids $500 toys with regularity? You understand what I'm saying, Lincoln?
I'm right there
I
with you. I
mean, are
said it
you listening?
today.
You understand what I'm saying?
I
Like
said it
three
today.
hundred dollars was cool. You know,
Right.
199 was great.
Yep.
But when you start getting into
$500, you step into the
$500,
grown man world. That's right.
and most people are going to have an Xbox or a PlayStation. So now you have $1,000 worth of hardware under your TV.
Now justify for me, realist. So I'm gonna have $1,000 worth of hardware on my TV, right? And I have a console over here with no games. And you want me to say, for the sake of being a gamer, for the sake of being a real gamer, you know, the ones that bring the narrative, I have to have a Nintendo Switch 2 just because I gotta say I have one. Man, y'all can kiss my ass.
Well,
I ain't worried
honestly,
about trying to validate nobody anymore, man. We won. The real Xbox people standing on your 10 toes, or even if you got a foot, listen, you won. You won. Because we had Game Pass last generation. See, everybody wants to make it seem like Game Pass just got started. Nah, we had that shit in 2017, and we stood on it. And the realest. I'm a day one Game Pass subscriber, bro. Day one. I subscribed to it when it wasn't really nothing to brag about, bro. You want to know the game that they were premiering? I remember it like yesterday. They were premiering Recorded the Definitive Edition for Game Pass. That was the very first game they premiered for. Record. Listen, fam. I know Xbox fans that didn't beat that game, and they put out the Definitive Edition to represent Game Pass. This ain't even a lie.
well,
I was
full
like,
disclosure, I didn't beat the game. You
I
know,
know a
but
lot of
I
Xbox.
was told that I need to give it another try.
Yeah, it's good, man. But I was just,
But see, if I gave Death Stranding another try when I hit Xbox, I guess I can get recorded.
yeah, that was the game. That was the game that went over there, right? That was the definitive edition. They put it out there, and I was like, damn. But I believe in this direction. Now, listen, if I was this so-called hardcore console warrior, and I wouldn't have subscribed to Game Pass, but I understood that engagement was always the key to a successful platform. This look, we make these narratives, right? But just like Darian said, when he says we need to move to PC, I don't take that literally because you already know how I feel about PC realists. But I do understand where he's coming from. And this is what I was saying a long time ago. Realist, you my witness. Spawn 117, you my witness. I used to say this. You only hear about having multiple devices in the console space or in the mobile space, but you never hear PC gamers talking about having multiple rigs. Y'all my witness. Y'all my witness. See, there's certain languages that don't apply to everybody. You never hear the PC gamer talking about, oh, look, we don't have all these games over here, so we need to go over here and get this, or we need to go over here and get that. When a game comes to PC, they just eat it up. They don't give a damn. I was even telling Realist PC just open any game that come in there, they don't give a damn. They gobble it up. They don't care. And what did you say, Realist? The cheapest gamers are the PC gamers. They the cheapest. They buying $5 games and $3 games. They always looking for the deal. And if they ain't got the deal, what do they do, Realist? They steal it.
I ain't gonna say that's the attitude of most, but look, you should see what's
They
the number.
steal it.
You can see what's it, like, not counting Dota and Counter Strike.
Yeah.
Everybody's playing this game, bro. I can't remember what it's called. But my nephew bought it, and so it's in my library. Man, but man, if they put that game on console, it'll be a dud. Like, because you already know Counter Strike and Dota and PUBG. Those are gonna be the top games every month. But I'm looking at this game that everybody's playing. I'm pulling it up right now. Schedule 1. If they put that on console, it'll be a dud, bro. Dang, it's actually number 3 now. PUBG number 4. Marvel Rivals, of course, and Repo, RAPO. That's another one. I just think that they play anything. You know what I mean? And it is smart, right? This is why PlayStation taking their time putting games over there means nothing to the common PC gamer. Right? Microsoft understands this. This is why they went day one and they didn't waste any time. We're not gonna fart around no more. We're gonna go to PC, go to PC. At least they get in on the market cycle. And when with the hype, we get the impulse buys. PlayStation's waiting 1 year, 2 years. Everybody already made a decision on your game, right? I believe most of the people buying these PlayStation games are just people who came from PlayStation to PC. Because the sales are really like low. But yeah, the cheapest people. I mean, I can't call it cheap when they just put it out there for you. And this is why like Steam being on Xbox is a big deal, man. If Steam comes to Xbox, see, PC has to be competitive. Xbox doesn't have to be competitive with anybody on their platform. Same with PlayStation, same with Nintendo. But with PC, people act like, Steam is just untouchable, but shoot, Steam gotta make their prices competitive too. They still gotta compete with GOG, Epic. I mean, those are the only two I really use. I mean, I got the other launchers, but yeah, I mean, it's hard to call them cheap, man, when they put it out there for you, bro. You got a Steam account now. Did you look at the spring sales? I mean, everybody has spring sales though.
Nah, but
Like like PlayStation has one, Xbox has one. I didn't check out PlayStation this year for the spring or Nintendo, but they have them too. You know what I mean? But you pay all that money for that stuff, man. Why would you want to do it again? There's only one person I've ever heard say, "I got multiple rigs," and it's a dude, VG Flight School. This dude is like he gets money and just want to buy computer parts with it. You know what I mean? Just to see what it does. They need to start a digital foundry channel. But yeah, you're right. You're not gonna see people buying multiple rigs. You do it right the first time, or do it as best as you can the first time. But I do know that like a lot of them went out and got Steam decks. A lot of them have allies, yourself included. You got a PC. You ain't your gaming. It ain't what you game on, but you got your ROG ally. Got your
damn,
multiple
man,
devices.
my man snitching on me.
Well, no, man. I mean, because you said you don't hear many people saying they get multiple. They need multiple PCs. You really don't.
Nope, you don't. You
And
don't. You don't hear
honestly,
that language. Nope.
honestly, now with Xbox being day one, PlayStation inching their way towards day one. I don't know why PlayStation fan. Yeah, you know what? Once I saw what Xbox was doing, I got over it. It's all about money. You know what I mean? And you look at what's happening with Ubisoft. You look at what happened to everybody's worried about BioWare. They're already counting down the days until Witcher 4 comes out and CDPR is gonna be in trouble. You know what I mean? Like it's to the point now where one bad project can kill a studio.
Yeah, for
So
real.
so like, and this is what I told y'all, man. They got mad at me, man. They said, well, is this nigga defending PlayStation? I
Yeah.
said, we can't be like ponies. Because the ponies would rather see Final Fantasy die than see it played on the Xbox. You know what I mean? For those punk ass Xbox fans that didn't even buy Hi-Fi Rush but got mad that Tango got cut loose.
Right.
Right now, they went to the PlayStation and didn't sell. It didn't sell much on PC either.
There you go. There you go.
But that's the way that we have more of a likelihood to get a sequel. Exclusivity is good when it works, which is why certain games, all the does gonna be on PlayStation. So we might as well get ready for it. If the game don't move big units, get ready for that bitch to be on PlayStation.
No, that's right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get ready for that bitch to be
Yeah.
on Switch.
Right.
But a game like Starfield, a game like what else? What I think Fable.
I mean, the Starfield. I know what you're saying. I know what you're talking about. I know what you mean. I know where you're going with that. You ain't got a record, boy.
Those games.
Yeah.
They if they go at all, it's gonna take them years and years to go. They still hoping for
Yeah,
Starfield
yeah.
this year.
They'll build their community, but once they start plateauing, yeah, exactly. When they want to engage more, they'll do that. But that'll be up to
But see, that's for like service games though. Like Forza has been exhausted on PC and Xbox. And guess what? I said this on the last show. PlayStation fans don't know nothing about Xbox, bro.
Nope.
They don't even know about their own exclusives. And I'm not just talking junk. I meet these dudes. I
Yep.
talk to these dudes at work. Hey, anytime I can nerd out with somebody who want to talk about games, I ask them. And most of these dudes don't know anything about their own exclusives, but they say PlayStation is the best. That's what they prefer to play. So if they don't know about their own PlayStation exclusives, how can Xbox make an exclusive that's going to magically bring people over to Xbox?
Right.
So Xbox got to come in through the back door. Once I understood how everything is working, Xbox got to give them the first hit. They need a taste of gears, right? I don't
And
want
it's
it over
like
there,
we
but I
said, it's like
understand
selling drugs,
I
right?
understand what they're doing. Say it again.
You gotta send it out there and let them get a piece of it. Let them get
Look,
hooked.
to me, certain games shouldn't be over there. But if you take emotions out of it and you take, loyalty
Yeah,
out of it, you say, oh, well, PlayStation not doing the same thing. Let their games die. Their games are already dying. Their games will die.
facts.
You know what I'm saying? The games are not thriving over there. Why are they still remaking? Like these dudes have gotten to the point to where they're not even asking for new games. They're asking for remakes of old games. These dudes are making polls. Which game should PlayStation remake next or
Right.
get the remastered treatment?
Because
These
like
dudes
you said, it's like you said, they see the writing on the wall, bro. Now look at you can sit back and laugh at look what you said, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. There's only so many brick walls that they can crush down until they finally hit that vibranium/animanium wall. They're not going through that one. It's like boom. Now you gotta recognize that. Look, there's nowhere else for me to go. I don't know how we're gonna fund the next generation games unless I learn how to play these live service games. See that I don't even know if it's worth PlayStation making high graphical game. Like, come on, man. Just admit you see the writing on the wall and shut the hell up. Y'all are the ones that didn't want to buy these games, but y'all wanted to come out here and false flex like y'all are really going to take care of these so-called devs like y'all said y'all were. Oh, we're all for the devs. No, the hell y'all ain't. Y'all ain't for nobody. Y'all ain't even buying your own games. All y'all do is talk a bunch of shit, and now the shit fell on you. That's the donkey world. The Nintendo world is we just kept it quiet. We didn't want nobody to look at us. We're just over here in our own little field, playing around with the lilies in the valleys, taking time to smell the roses. We're playing all these little fun little animated games. Oh, look how cute it is over here. Oh, where your Switch at? But watch this, realist. But on Di-RRec Gaming, I said, but let's go into the reality world. Walk outside. Do you see anybody walking around with Switches? Remember when I said that, realist? Then a report came out. The majority of people who own a Switch play their Switch through what? By way of the dock. By way of the damn dock. So what are we talking about out here, people? So if we have a mobile / hybrid console, and the majority of your fans play it in a way of a console, you're gonna catch this damn smoke. Because see, the only real justification for the Switch would have been in its mobile form. That's why I really said, hey, when it's $299, $250, it's validated. That's the part I was saying, realist. That's when Nintendo could use an excuse. Well, you know, it's a little weird, but it's a handheld. It's a handheld. That's why you got 720. I remember when they used to tell me this, realist. Well, you know, it's a handheld. You remember them. It's an handheld. That's why it's 720p. Man, the Vita had an OLED screen. Shut up. Like, stop. The damn PlayStation Vita had an OLED screen years ago. That is not a validated reason why the damn Switch has a 720p screen. And games are not even running 720p. So we got to stop it. Because when you start acting like this, that's why you look like you are today. When you start acting like that, that's why you're in your predicament that you're in today. And that's all we kept saying. We got to get to the point where we got to stop making excuses for Sesame Street. See, Nintendo reminded me of Sesame Street. If Sesame Street ain't for the kids, then what are we doing? If Big Bird ain't found his way home, what are we talking about? If Cookie Monster ain't eating them cookies, then what's the point of Cookie Monster? If Oscar the Grouch ain't grumpy, what's the point of Oscar the Grouch? You see what I'm saying? Where is the validation at? And now, the price done went up, Talos. Now the price done went up. Talos, they can't even vindicate it now. See, now they can't even vindicate for Nintendo because Realist picked it up on it. Well, I've been saying that today, but Realist said it on the show. Once that bitch got into the 500 round, you in grown-up space now. This ain't little kid shit. You don't buy $500-something anything for little kids. What the hell are we talking about? Lynn said they're already making excuses for the paid upgrade. They sound like donkeys now. See, let me go back and define donkeys because there's some people out here that have taken my word and they're misinterpreting it. They think that donkey means PlayStation fans. Nope. Donkey is a mindset. Anybody can be a donkey. Some of you Xbox guys got donkeyism in y'all. Donkey is the mindset. And Lynn, what Lynn is about, what I'm about to read off from Lynn, is a donkey mindset. Don't be a donkey. They're already making excuses. That's what donkeys do. For paid upgrades, that's what donkeys do. Because they're adding some extra content, some games. That's what donkeys do. When they could have separated the graphic upgrade and DLC. That's what a gamer says. You get what I'm saying? Donkeys make narratives, myths, theories, and excuses. Gamers say, look, that don't make sense. This is what it should be. If this don't make sense, I ain't supporting it. That's gamers. We are the consumer. Exactly. You are. Why would you come out here and make an excuse for a company? That's dumb. But they told us, the Xbox fans, we're corporate slaves. Think about it. I'm talking to my Xbox community now. They told us we were the corporate slaves. I said, just hold on. Just hold on. I told y'all, just hold on. You can't, I remember when I used to tell games all the time, you rushing the process, bro. This is a slow death. Hey, this is Gears of War. See, this is something Nintendo fans and PlayStation fans can't understand. This is a bleed out situation. All my Gears of War fans know what I'm talking about. This is a slow death. This is a bleed out situation. They on the ground crawling, hoping somebody pick them up. I'd have popped them already. And you know what? We ain't got to pop them no more. Let's grenade smoke them. Let's grenade smoke them down. Let's choke them out with smoke. We ain't gonna put another bullet in them. We're just gonna smoke them out. We're gonna do them dirty. We're gonna do them dirty. We're gonna do them dirty. We're gonna smoke them out. You see what I'm saying? So it's gonna take about 5 years. Like I said, well, how do you know this legal? What do you mean how I know this? Shit's easy. We saw it with the PlayStation 3 era. This is just a wheel, people. Everything is a wheel. Nobody's reinventing nothing. You reap what you sow. You grow what your product that you put in. You do dumb shit, you reap dumb shit. That's how it works, bro. That's an unmovable, unmeasurable law. All things apply to that. All things apply to that. Ain't nothing just gonna happen from nothing. That's why ain't nothing came from nothing. It's gotta be something from nothing. It's gotta be something from nothing. It can't be nothing from nothing. Nobody in the right damn mind would even think like that. Don't even believe somebody that thinks nothing can come from nothing. Stay away from people like that. That's severe delusionism. The hell we talking about? So apply that to life. Sit your ass at the house and don't do shit. See if your light bills get paid. See if you stay in that house. See if they don't come and repossess your shit because you think, oh, I'm just gonna sit here and everything's gonna just work out fine for me. You can't even apply that to life. That's not even applicable. Gears makes ponies cry. Exactly. That's why I said I dare Microsoft to put Gears of War on a PlayStation platform, let alone a damn Nintendo platform. That shit ain't gonna sell. They don't even know how to face the community. They lose their minds over here. This is horrible. This is terrible. All I'm doing is dying all the time. The hell we talking about? Y'all played yourself. So now here y'all are. You reap what you sow. You made up all the excuses for your platforms while telling and making up rules. This was the dumbest shit. Y'all let donkeys make up rules for y'all. And that's what realists used to get. When I met realists, when we would have talks, that irked him the most. Where is the backbone of the Xbox community? He would say it all the time. What gets me about the Xbox community don't have no backbone. And he was right. Y'all allow another platform to dictate y'all. Don't come running up now because you tough, acting like you tough because you see the writing on the wall now. You ain't put no fucking work in. Y'all was some cowards. When y'all was supposed to be speaking up, y'all let idiots speak. And y'all know who the idiots are. You let the ones doing all the speaking that wasn't even gaming speak for y'all.
Bro, opponents told them Xbox had no games, and them suckers believed it.
They believed it.
And now you got them same dudes with their fingers and toes crossed waiting for Gears of War.
Mm-hmm.
And all last generation, they hoping for Halo. Every day, when do you think Halo is coming to PlayStation? Them dudes running polls on social media, hoping that Xbox will release a game to them. But this is the same games that they were telling Xbox owners that Xbox didn't have. That was always my issue, man. You had these punk ass dudes on mics telling the community, "Hey, Xbox, make a game like PlayStation." Wow.
Right.
Nah, you got something that PlayStation can't touch and you don't even understand. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing like Gears really anywhere. There's nothing like Halo definitely over there. You know what I mean? There's nothing. Well, now there's Sea of Thieves over there, and now there's Forza over there. But at that time, bro, there was nothing that PlayStation could do to compete. Dude, anybody can make a movie game. There's a reason why people don't make movie games, and we understand why that is now. It's because it costs too much and there's no guarantee that it'll sell. You know what I mean? I mean, unless you're Rockstar, I I think I just stay away from it if I don't have the right IP. I don't want any. Not just for Microsoft. I don't want any of these companies. Let PlayStation make all the movie games to their heart's content. But eventually, they're gonna have to figure out how to get back to gameplay. But the problem is with that, you got to compete. With the movie games, there was no competition. Like the only thing you really had was Tomb Raider and a few AA games sprinkled here and there. So they pretty much had the movie game on lock. But now the movie games are too expensive to make. What are they gonna do? They have to make something that has gameplay. God of War is pretty, right? But look at how much it costs. Horizon. I ain't gonna lie, man. Horizon is an acquired taste. But there's more gameplay in that one than the other games. But they're gonna have to do something. But the problem that you run into when you get into that deep water is you risk drowning. You risk getting overlooked by all the competition that you have. That was why. We talked about this. I've said it several times. I'll say it real quick. But Japan Studios doesn't exist because they didn't want to compete with Square. SOCOM and all these other shooters that they had, Warhawk and all those games back in the day, they don't exist because they threw their hands in with Call of Duty and Battlefield. That's why I said y'all dudes talk so much junk about Halo. Halo is dead. Halo this, Halo this. But Microsoft never gave up on Halo. Microsoft kept dropping Halos. Halo would get their ass kicked every 5 years, but Microsoft kept making it. Right? If that was Sony's IP, Halo would be dead. You see what I'm saying? And then finally with Halo Infinite, even EA had to bow down and say, man, when you got games like Halo out there with the level of polish that they're bringing, we got to do better. You know what I mean? Like Halo does so much, and Xbox fans would listen to a ponytail that the Xbox has no games.
Right.
They would have they would have whole shows pretty much dedicated to PlayStation pony talking points in defense of. It's like, dude, like, what are you doing? Why are you on Xbox, man? Just go buy your PlayStation. Go talk about PlayStation. But the problem, PlayStation fans, they can never talk about PlayStation. They don't tell you why they love PlayStation. They can tell you why they hate Xbox. And these are the dudes that Xbox dudes want to go head up with and debate with. I mean, sometimes you argue with an idiot that can tell you apart. But then, like the boy VG said, sometimes an idiot can't be left unchecked unless he starts to believe his own lies.
Right. There's none of this fun, lucky gamer shit out here. All those ones that are like that, they're industry key people. When you see that funny, go lucky type stuff, if that was the case, then all the funny, go lucky type guys, what are they doing for the health of the industry? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. They don't reflect a real culture. Let me tell you something. The culture of gaming is very competitive, but it's respectful competitiveness. It's respect. It's respect. All this funny-go-lucky stuff don't really exist. It don't exist. It just don't exist. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but I like what Dolan Knight just said. It's just like any other sport, right? Okay, let me put it like this. Is gaming a sport? Of course it is. It took people a long time to realize this. Now, gaming has even went to the highest level. Now, gaming is in the Olympics. Is hip-hop music? Of course it is. Is hip-hop a culture? Of course it is. Breakdancing came from that culture. Of course it does. It has its own dance. But hip-hop has evolved to its highest level. You have breakdancing in the Olympics. You see how that goes? When you can no longer stand on truth, right? You fall for anything. And this is an industry thing. They look at people like us, and PR looks at it like, it's just not good if we showcase Xbox fans for an Xbox brand. How fucking stupid is that? That sounds stupid as hell. Because when we walk outside our doors and we go and look at companies, right? The only thing that I can compare having other brands to that are on that platform are dealerships. And that's why we speak dealerships. And when you see something that's branded differently from the dealership, it's usually sold where? In the used car lot. That's where it's sold. Because just because it's over here, it doesn't mean it's a part of us. The Porsche don't sell Chevys, and Chevys don't sell Porsches. Okay? People make reasons as to why they buy shit. That's called consumerism. Don't tell me that, oh, listen, that everybody is going to be happy-go-lucky because everybody's sharing video games. When you got video games in a competitive spot, there's nothing wrong with that. Innovate. Do your job. You want people to buy your product? Do your job. That's what gamers want. We want to see competitiveness. And listen, they will come to your brand. And even Microsoft, as an Xbox fan, you are not exempt. Make the damn Xbox fans been wanting for 20 years. Now you finally gonna do it. Because honestly, realist, if Xbox would have made this giant back then, there wouldn't be no more PlayStation. That's why they didn't do it. Microsoft is you better be blessed to know that Microsoft is in the business of helping other businesses. It's a software company. So by default, they rather have their shit on your platform. Because if Microsoft wasn't a software company, there wouldn't be no PlayStation. Because PlayStation can't compete with Microsoft.
Well, now they gotta love them.
Microsoft. They would have outspent them. That's how they would have done it. However they'd have done it legal, they would have outspent them. That's how they would have done it. And you wouldn't have your beloved PlayStation console. Nintendo can't outspend Microsoft. You wouldn't have it no more. You better be glad that Microsoft is a software company. By default, they're into putting their shit on other platforms. By default. That's why the real Xbox fans, like realists, started. He was the Enoch of his day. He was prophesying the great flood, but y'all niggas wanted to wait till Noah got here. Y'all wanted to wait when a man was already telling you that a great flood is coming. The flood is coming. But y'all want to sit here and ignore it. Like y'all couldn't put the pieces together. But y'all had all the theories and the myths as gamers, but y'all couldn't see the flood coming. Because you chose to be dumb. Y'all knew the flood was coming, but you held on to something that you thought would matter, and that was console sales. The perception that PlayStation is the #1 gaming brand in the world. You held on to that, not knowing that that's just for today. Tomorrow can say something else. And we were telling you this. Tomorrow can bring forth a new day. Who gonna do it? Xbox ain't gonna. Okay. Y'all never saw that services will be the king now, not console sales. Y'all never saw that coming. Y'all look dumb today. Y'all don't even believe in your service platform. You don't believe in PlayStation Plus. I exposed that, and we're not the same. I exposed that as well. Xbox gamers buy Ultimate. 80% of us buy Ultimate. Microsoft knows we shut out from our wallet. We're all Ultimate subscribers. PlayStation fans, the majority spend on the lowest tier. So they're where there's no benefits. That's where they're at. The top tier, what, 8%? That's trash. That's trash. I've already put out the numbers for that. The majority are in the middle. They're in the middle. 33%. That's it. We are not the same. Our infrastructures, our foundations, our communities, our cultures are not the same. So how can you implement? That's not even reality in the world. The world ain't even perfected that. You can't take Americans and put them in the Middle East and bring the Western ideology into the Middle East and bring forth harmony. Can't do it. You can't do it. The only thing you can do is go over there, see what they do, respect it. If you don't, get the hell out of there. That's how you get around in the world, by respect. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Sitting up here acting like that's why we never believed. Okay, look, put your games over there. 4 games, send them over there. We wasn't gonna argue. People like me and Real, we wasn't gonna argue with that. Y'all got mad at us. I was like, listen, it's simple. We know why Microsoft has to do this. One, because of the courts. We knew that it's gonna cost them something. Even the damn courts knew how powerful Microsoft was. Now, this is funny. If Microsoft is dead last and Microsoft is trash and it's weak in the gaming industry, why did they make Sony get on their knees? Why did they make the courts tremble? Because they knew if Microsoft took over, Nintendo and PlayStation would cease to exist. They said that. We think that you're going to use the cloud to your advantage. Did they not say that, Willis? And Microsoft said, well, damn, the cloud is actually not even, it's niche, it's small. We pose no threat there. Trust us, we pose no threat there. Well, we think that you're going to use Activision and keep all the games on your platform. Microsoft said, how would that make business sense? If we put the games and lock them on our platform, then how the hell are we going to actually make more money? They're looking at them like, y'all, I don't think y'all understand how business works. And look, while Microsoft was talking to them like that, Hiroki Totoki came in and said the same damn thing, Willis, about the PlayStation personnels. They said, damn, look, he says, I see a lot of passion with these guys. There's a lot of passion here. There's a lot of dick riders, basically. Dick riders, meaning that they'll pom-pom for everything for Sony. But cheerleading for Sony doesn't keep the lights on. He says, damn it, look. Jim Ron told y'all what's up. He gave him the middle finger. He left. But y'all ain't gonna give me the middle finger. I will kick your ass up out of here. You give me the middle finger, you be jobless. Because I see the numbers. And what the media don't want to talk about and what y'all don't want to talk about, I'll talk about. Because I'm a financial guy. And if it doesn't add up, it don't make sense. And Hiroki Totoki told him straight up. They asked him, well, what's one of the problems? What's one of the number one problems? Motherfucker said, the fans don't buy no fucking games. Whole world shattered. The whole world crumbled when he said that. They don't buy no damn games. I'm walking around here and then people not even in their damn departments. They're out for lunch. So I'm looking around, seeing what's up schedule, what's on the schedule. There's nothing on their schedule. And you wonder why you ain't got no damn games today. Your damn developers don't give a damn. They horseplayed, no pun intended. They were horseplaying. So what did Hiroki Totoki started to do, Realist? Shut down studios. And then you get the damn whack-ass gaming media out here. They shut down studios. This is a sad thing. Don't even know why. They shut down studios because these clowns wasn't doing their jobs. He told him. He told everybody. You got to listen to the man. You got to listen to him. He ain't here to play on your donkey feelings. He's here to operate a business and make profit. And that's why he said, I looked, I studied. It didn't take long for me to catch on to these donkeys. They do a lot of talking. He says, the thing is, I've learned something. He says, when we put out a new game, they don't buy it. He said it. They don't buy new games. He says, so, you know what? I looked and saw the games that they uphold, the God of Wars, like Willis was saying, the God of Wars and shit. He says, but damn, when I looked into the data, they buying this damn game at $29.99. So yeah, the game sold 20 million copies, but at what metric? They wasn't buying the game when it was $69.99. They was buying the game at $20.99. He said, hold on. And y'all want us to move forward? Hell no. We're going to go back. We're going to bring these old ass IPs back out here. Right, Willis? And we're going to charge $79.99. You're going to pay full price for this shit. You ain't going to be no bargain. If you love the PlayStation brand, then you're going to act like you love it. Same goes with Nintendo fans. If you love Nintendo, act like it. Get out here. Stop complaining that your games are $80 and $90. Show the world that you a damn Nintendo fan, and get out here and buy that damn game. Because you can't make fun of us. Don't bring up Game Pass. We had Game Pass last year in Realist. What are they talking about? Oh, y'all got it. We had that shit since 2017. Fuck we talking about? It's been out. Game Pass almost been out for 10 years. Stop bringing up game. Stop telling me I'm a welfare gamer. I've been on welfare since 2017. I know where I've been. Pick your poison, bitch. What you gonna do? Show everybody how big your wallet is, bitch. Go show everybody how much you love your PlayStation and your Nintendo platforms now. See, we at the fork and road, bitches. You right where I want y'all to be. Now show everybody that Legal was right about y'all. It's time to pay the pipe, you bitch ass clowns. It's time to pay the pipe. Now Legal is he's at the finish line. We all know what's gonna happen. We all know what's gonna happen because they already crying out, bitching and complaining. It's $30. I'm over here laughing my ass off. When I saw that shit, I was laughing my ass off. That's what happens. That's right, Jago. Spending big doesn't mean you gaming big. The two are not related exactly. They're not. And how does a man talk like that? That's a man that's a man that done lived through plenty of elements to know how to say it. That's a person that's got some tread on his tires. Motherfucker be out here talking about what they done bought and shit. We don't give a damn what you bought. Motherfucker be out here talking about what you have. We don't care what you have. Or talk down about digital games. We don't give a damn. Go buy your physical games. We over here. This is just gaming to us. I don't need to have a fucking museum of gaming cases to prove to you that I'm a damn gamer. I don't need to create an idle room full of damn game cases to prove to you lames that I'm a gamer. The hell are we talking about out here, Towers? What the hell are we talking about? Appreciate you, fam. Thanks for your support, boy. We got to cook tonight. I know this is unusual. 3 hours in, we got to cook tonight. Because this is the finish line. If you an Xbox gamer, you at the finish line. And next gen, you gonna cross that bitch easily. You gonna cross it easily. You gonna see just how easy this shit is for Microsoft. You about to see it. Now, Microsoft didn't have no bumps and bruises along the way. They haven't been perfect. They haven't been perfect. And some of us been said it, they haven't. Some of us had enough to tell it that they haven't. Facts, Jago, facts. But now, the proof is in the pudding. We're going to see now. The ones who clapping about physicals ain't taking their physical Dolomite. They ain't passing their physicals Dolomite. And all they talk about is physical this and physical that. But ain't nobody out here bold enough to put their gamer tags out here. Ain't nobody up here bold enough to put their gameplay out here. Ain't nobody putting up video clips. Hope you get to feeling better, Dolomite. But everybody got something to say, realist. That's what this is all about. And that's what social media is all about. Everybody got something to say. And all that got something to say ain't done shit for the gaming industry, because real gamers know that gaming is about showcasing. You can talk all you want. You can talk all you want. But if you ain't putting in the work, you ain't doing shit. And that's where we at right now. And a little bit has to do with the gaming industry as well. because the gaming industry reflects a lot of people that don't do shit. The real ones, they don't even reflect. We got people, we got real Nintendo, I mean real Xbox fans on YouTube that Microsoft don't even promote. They want to promote these fun, happy-go-lucky clowns. They don't do shit for gaming. Nobody cares. We're talking about gaming. When do we get scared of representing gaming? Gaming is competitive. It's a sport. Because everybody's lacking innovation, that ain't our fault. When did that become a consumer's fault? Because y'all lack innovation. You welcome, fam. That's right, Jago. We hope you feel better. When is it a consumer's fault for lack of innovation? Put greatness out there, and you'll see what happens. Make a great product, and you're going to see what happens. Put out a good price, and you're going to see what happens. It's not that damn hard. But when you bullshit people, it is. When you're making up excuses, it is. It is. Because you're going to put out an excuse console. You're going to put out some bullshit. And that's what happens. Realists, let them know they can find you at, man.
They can find me right here on Di-RRec Gaming. And I'm not on Twitter as much, but I'm on there, man. You know, there is no spoon. But yeah, said a lot of stuff, man. But it's time to start gaming now. You know, because it used to be, you know, the console war is, I would say, devolved over the years. So, you know, it used to be about, you know, what the hardware can do. And it looks like Xbox, Microsoft, and Phil Spencer, they want to get back to, you know, hardware capabilities, you know, because most of these games are going to be everywhere. And the most dominant games are everywhere. You know, Nintendo's going to face some of that pressure this gen now that they have hardware where the big third party games are going to be there. You know what I mean? Uh, I I was in and out of the showcase. I just looked at, you know, timestamps, looked at the games. But Borderlands are going to be there day one. They got other games that are going to be there day one. I just know that for the most part, you know, third party to go there to die. But the live service games, that type of pressure that they're going to have to deal with, we're going to see. I mean, I think they picked an interesting time to raise the price on their games, but still think they're going to have some success at that price. You know, when your Call of Duties are going to be there and, uh, you know, all your other live service games. There's a lot of live service games that aren't there. The biggest ones, you know, you got Minecraft there. I wouldn't consider it a service game. You got Fortnite and Apex. Those are at the top over there. So now you're gonna have other games coming in. We're just gonna see, you know, how it all fits in together, man. You know, see how they look. You know, with these increased prices on their hardware, increased prices on the software, and then more third-party competition on the platform. We're gonna see how it all shapes up. But PlayStation, they're trying to figure out how to maintain relevance. They can sell consoles, but the games are, you know, will struggle on the platform. So we're gonna see, man. But yeah, for the most part, find me here. I ain't on Twitter as much. Good show, and look forward to doing it again soon, man.
Shout out to the realest one. Shout out to Spawn 117. Shout out to Resident Game O and Games Heroes coming in today, man. Shout out to the Mighty Chat back. Yo, we out here, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think we need a proper intro. I'm just gonna let it speak for itself.
Bro, it's 12 o'clock.
You know what? I'm gonna let it speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm just playing, man. You know I gotta do it, man. Hell, listen, look, man. I go by the name of New Legal. This is Di-RRec Gaming, man. But we're not scared to pull out our chains, man. We don't tuck our chains for nobody. You know what I'm saying? We from the streets and we bringing gaming back to the streets. We are all about telling the truths and as we see it at the best of our abilities. We're not here to play games. We're not here to deceive you. We're not here to be jokesters and clowns. We're here on the basis of the respect of the gaming culture. We are Xbox fans. We're here to make you feel good as an Xbox fan. There's nothing wrong with being an Xbox fan. There's nothing wrong with it. As long as you're not delusional, as long as you're not a weirdo with it, there's nothing wrong with it. Be an Xbox fan. There's nothing wrong with you having multiple consoles. There's nothing wrong with if you don't. Because the bottom line is, are you gaming? Whatever you got, if you're gaming, fine. You have a discussion. Tell me about what you're doing. But when you ain't gaming, you ain't got shit. We don't, look, if you're not gaming, you're not to be bothered. Because this is all about gaming. You want to come in here and just have conversations? We ain't about that. We're not here to go conversate with one of your friends. Come here to talk about gaming. Come here to address your opinion about the state of gaming. That's what we do here on the X League podcast. That's what we do here. That's what we represent. We represent Xbox over here. And if you're a real Xbox fan and you like what we're about, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Never miss a beat on the ones and twos. Become a member. Leave some comments. Support the Mighty Chat Pack. But we here, people. We here. And never let nobody take the one up in your life. Because everybody, every human being deserves a second chance. Everybody. We're here because we love gaming. We're here because we like to discuss it and we like to play. As a community, as a family, as a whole, that's what we represent over here. In the meantime, never forget that this is gaming. We come here with a responsibility. And we come here to do one thing and one thing only. And that's to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me gaming. With that, y'all, we getting up out of here. Peace.
The following is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.